It's the 8 for 52 podcast. Here's Buschy.
Episode 26, Season 2 of the 8 for 52 podcast is a go. Buschy with you. And as always, joining me, Nitesh and Tammy Chu. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to you.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, we have a massive episode to get through. First, I want to talk about the fact that we've got a My Story guest back this week.
Yes.
Yay.
And it's a big one, and it's one of the up-and-coming superstars in the women's format.
Yes, the most recently capped player for women's T20Is, young medium pacer, wannabe all-rounder, wannabe future captain, Karen Poon.
I'm looking forward to that interview. You two will have a chat to Karen. We've also got to get through 2 weeks of outs and ins. We've got all the upcoming games coming as well. We had internationals last week. We'll touch on that as well. But first, big news. Tammy, Nitesh, big news from Cricket Hong Kong, China, with the resignation this week of the head coach, Simon Willis.
Yes.
Yes.
Really, it has happened. He is gone and resigned just during the week. I have a statement from Cricket Hong Kong China, which I can read through. Cricket Hong Kong China announces that Simon Willis has resigned from his position as head coach of the men's team to pursue new challenges. During his tenure, Simon achieved significant milestones, including a third-place finish in the ACC T20 Premier and recognition as the top associate nation in both the 2023 Asian Games and 2024 ACC Emerging Teams Asia Cup. That goes on, but Cricket Hong Kong China wishes Simon Willis all the best for his future endeavours.
Yeah.
All the best.
All the best. He emailed us at HKCC as well to inform us of his resignation. So I did know a little bit before you did. Not a surprise. I think he was coming at the end of his term, and obviously the national squad performances haven't been great. And he did, to his credit, as mentioned, they bring about a few new players. We did see Darsh and Kalhan, and the squad has gotten a bit bigger in terms of players coming in and out. So he's done his duty for a while, but no qualifiers on the horizon. Challenge League, we've got one more leg left, but we've all lost the chance to qualify for the ODI World Cup. And the next T20 World Cup cycle is in a few years, so it's probably a good time for a change.
Okay, we're going to put, and by we, I mean I, am going to put you two on the spot here then. So what do we do going forward here? Is it rebuild time, or does the next coach come in and continue to push and try to find the ODI status and improve the T20I ranking?
You want to go first, Tammy?
I think they're gonna push it, like getting back to ODI status. That's the most important thing at the moment, I think.
Yeah, I think that's the board's priorities as well. They want to get ODI status back because that unlocks funding. I think the new coach will get that as his mandate. But to get there,
Yes, to get there.
you need to rebuild, I think.
Well, yeah, the only pathway to get there at the moment is the ICC Challenge League, right? Which we're almost gone from.
Yes.
Unless some of the Italian players break a leg or the Uganda players end up not being playing. Those two should be the top two teams. So which means we're a cycle away, which gives us plenty of time.
Yeah.
And you'd have to suggest if we don't make it through with that one into 2027, then it's another, 3-year cycle?
Yeah, so that's why if a new coach comes in now, ideally you want to give someone a 5 or 6 year remit. You almost want to go to them and say you have 6 years, not a 1 year or 2 year contract. Because if they only got 2 years, they're going to look at 2 years worth of performances, and then they'll try to win whatever bilaterals happen, and then you don't see the new generation come through because you're focusing on the now rather than the long term. So they might have to look for a coach to come in with a longer remit and really bed his roots in and give him a target in the future.
Well, on that as well, if it's 5 years away from the next chance to get ODI status back, not everyone in the current Hong Kong China men's team is Ehsan Khan. They're not going to play on into their 40s.
That's right.
So, yeah, if there's not a rebuild, then what happens? I mean, some of the players that are playing now won't be playing in 5 years' time.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you look at the current squad, I think only Anshuman, Nazrullah, Haroon, Kalhan, Darsh, Shiv, you've got a handful of guys that are below 30. And everyone is 30 plus. So you're going to have to focus on those guys who are below 30 and start building around them.
Now, I didn't get any statement from Cricket Hong Kong China on what they're doing about the coaching situation. I can only assume currently, with no games coming up, that assistant head coach Andy Lloyd will be in charge of proceedings until whatever the next tournament is that comes along. But we don't know of any coming up anytime soon. It's all about the women's as we're moving forward. So, yeah, I guess everybody's just going to be focused on domestic stuff, and we'll find out what happens in the future, what happens with the coach.
Yeah, we'll probably find out sometime this summer. I think that's when they'll get around to it.
Well, that's big news breaking on the 8 for 52 podcast. We've got Karen Poon. We've got lots to get through. I'm not sure how much we can talk about the Sri Lanka tour coming up, Tammy. Are we allowed to name the team, or
Well, probably
have you heard?
I heard of something. So I think it's because the tour, including Sri Lanka, and then they're going to Thailand, is almost a month. So basically, all the young players won't be able to take leave from school for a month, especially this is exam period. So
No, make sure you ask Karen Poon about that one if he's doing DSE at the same time.
yeah, so the squad it's mostly seniors players. Not much. No, well, basically no young players there.
Okay, well, that's interesting. Heading off to Sri Lanka. What is the 23rd flying out?
No, I think they're flying on 24th, and then
Of
they.
course we are, because our resident sitting next to the podcast is having a birthday that day, isn't
Yes,
she?
yes. And I think she's coming back because we don't need to do any vaccination for Sri Lanka, right?
So she's on tour. We can confirm one. The
Yeah.
new, I mean, it's a podcast, so you can't see. But can we break the news on the 8 for 52 podcast about the new hair colour? What colour do you describe it as? Is it blue? Is it?
I will decide being great, but actually you need to start with blue.
Okay.
So it's a work in progress.
Yeah, so what I heard is like it's starting off from blue, and then after like getting sunshine, UV there, and watching it slowly become gray. So by the time you're at Sri Lanka, it's gonna be gray. Okay.
I've already got grey hair.
Yeah, you and me both. I don't mean to go blue first. Is that the same process that Alison went through?
I think so.
Matching it up. I like that.
No, I think Allison changed the color because
Right.
lemon got less color, so Allison gonna change to another color.
Ooh, there we another breaking thing on the 8 for 52 podcast when we find out Alison Sue's new hair colour. All right, so much to get on through this episode. Should we get on with it?
Let's
Yep.
go.
Giddy up.
And now it's time for outs and ins with all last week's action in Hong Kong. Take us away, Buschy.
Yeah, time for outs and ins where we check not only last weekend's games but the weekends before, because we had to have a break due to the international tournament last weekend. And as the tipping tally stands,
Dun, 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 dun.
you were on 98, I was on 97. Let's start up the hill. 2 weeks ago, KCC Premier taking on Hong Kong Cricket Club Premier in the T20, the Plenty. What happened there?
MLE T20. So I was calling this game. It started so well for HKCC. Ayush Shukla cleans up Sunny Bimsari at third ball. Then Jamie and Babar went bam. And then Babar kept going bang. And then Azaz went bang. They got 241 for 5 in 20 overs. Some of the biggest sixes I've ever seen. So Jamie Atkinson pulled Ayush Shukla out of the ground into the public tennis courts. It was massive. And Babar was mishitting balls into the petrol station. It was incredible hitting. A lot of lost balls. Musun Khan, 2 wickets. One for Anshuman Rath, one for Ayush. And
So there were 17 fours hit by KCC, but 19 sixes.
it was massive hitting. It was a couple of top quality batsmen on their day on a good wicket. And to be fair to HKCC, at the halfway point, they were 100 for 3, 103 for 3. So you kind of felt, oh, they're in here. They have a chance. Sahar was smashing it. Nizakat was getting set. But they both fell quickly after the drinks break, and the whole thing just fell apart from there on. They were bowled out for 175, 5 for Azaz Khan, including 4 wickets and 4 balls.
Wow.
Total hat-trick.
Oh, it was in 4 balls.
4 wickets and 4
He got a
balls.
double hat trick to get his fifer.
And the best part was, Azaz just taking 4 wickets and 4 balls. Ayush walks in number 11 and just lofts his first ball down the ground for 6. Definitely ducks the next one for 4. He's like, this is easy. What are you guys worrying about? And then he gets on next over.
So exactly. All right, big win for KCC. They go top of the table, which we'll talk about later on because the tables are all wrong on Cricket Heroes. Also up the hill that morning, KCC Women's versus HKCC Women's. We always knew what the result was going to be here, but for KCC, there was a lot to take away from this game.
Yep, that's true.
This is a good positive performance KCC. So we knew the batting was going to hinge on Yasmin Daswani. She wanted to get her team up to 100 at the toss. She scored 58. They got 95 for 5. There were some good partnerships with the girls who struggled to score runs but provided support while Yasmin went hard at her end. 58 of 60 is a good innings by her. Just sort of the 100 mark, but it's still a score to defend. And HKCC changed up the batting order a little bit.
Yeah.
Suddenly found themselves
Did they
34
change
for
up the
4.
batting order, or did Natasha just not want to bat? Because she seemed to keep going down the order until it got a little bit nervous.
Yeah, it was 34 for 4. And then
all of a sudden, oh, goodness, I have to go to bat, says Natasha Miles.
full credit to Sabargal and Vida Heather. They actually bowled really, really well with the new balls. Some genuinely good bowling. Sabargal's in swing with the left arm. Not quick, just slow and just drifting in a lot.
Yeah.
Very tough to play. But then, yeah, Alison Sue was dropped early in her innings, and that could have been a big breakthrough for KCC, but that's, again, the inexperience, the lack of support in the field, and Natasha just smashed it, 39 or 23 not out, and they won it with 7.5 overs to spare.
Natasha Miles not leading the averages in the Women's Premier League T20.
Got an
Still
average.
hasn't got out.
No one's dismissed her yet.
She did go past 200 runs for the tournament in 3 innings, I do believe.
Yeah, brilliant.
Let's look at the other Premier League game from 2 weekends ago. That was over at Mission Road. It was USRC Premier versus PAC. Now, I should point out, I haven't said the tips. We both kicked, you and I, Nitesh, picked KCC men's, and Tammy went HKCC.
Yeah.
So you lost a tip there. We all went HKCC women's, so we all picked up a tip there. In this game, we all went with PAC, and yeah, that was pretty wise.
You were calling this game. How did you see it? How did USRC bat on this beautiful Mission Road pitch?
I can't tell you how disappointing this day was to commentate. We'll get to the women's game after this game. If you can believe that USRC Premier getting bowled out for 72 wasn't the most depressing thing that happened in cricket at Mission Road on this day. Trust me. PAC chased it down in 9.1.
Tariq Nawaz at 4 sixes and 0 fours on way to 33. Gazamfar 4 for 11, 1 made in his 4 overs. It's good to see Gazamfar bowling well. It means really well for the Hong Kong national team, and especially with the new coach on the horizon, it could open a way back for Gazamfar into the national side.
I've heard some rumours about Gaz, actually. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say him on the podcast yet, but he is over there in Malaysia with the rest of the PAC Association team.
Yeah, the KLT20.
Is that what it's called? Is it still full of Pakistan associate type of teams from...
Babar's there with PACC as well.
There's lots. Head of Ali's over there.
Are they doing a broadcast? Do you want to head over to
Do you know who else is playing for Pakistan Association Hong Kong in that tournament?
Who else?
Meet Butser, the
Oh,
left arm and left
Kuwait.
from Kuwait. So a very interesting mix of players over there. Anyway, we're getting distracted. Big win for PAC in that game. And then the morning's game, as we get to the point where I was saying about how this day wasn't the best of fun for a commentator. I like big sixes, I like fours, I like big amount of runs. What I got was 2 teams bowled out for not very much. Lantau Cricket Club women's coming up against Craig and Gower. This was a bit of a top of the table clash. Lantau hadn't lost a game, but scheduling caused some issues. They lost Fancy Chowdhury, they lost Myra Baloch as they were playing in the
Women's Div 2 semi-final.
Semi-final. Bowled out for 31.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem of having club, like a semi-final, club semi-final at the same time as the Premier League. The players are going to pick their original club.
Yeah.
Lantau, without their best bat, was skittled. 2 wickets for our My Story guest Karen Poon, 2 for Amanda, 2 for Chan Saha. And am I correct in saying that CCC did not have to hit a single boundary to chase this down?
Yep.
That is true.
So not a single boundary in the entire game.
So the top 3 bowlers for Craig and Gower got 6 for 16.
Yeah, 6 for 16.
Yeah. That's just ridiculous. It was a smashing by Craig and Gower. As expected, we all tipped Craig and Gower to win that one. You had the games of the weekend, and I thought I had the marquee women's game, but I did not. Let's move to Sunday Elite Division 2 from 2 weekends ago. It's CHK Dragons up against the Lions. And Nitesh, all 3 of us picked the Dragons in this one.
Dragons.
No surprise. Dragons, 204 for 5 and 50.
Yeah. Let's just preface this as saying SLCC are terrible and are staying on the Sunday Elite League. I'm happy to put that on the record. Henry Siu, 54 of 101. Jason Loy, 37. John Latia, 35 of 27. Good strike right there. PKVR Power.
Friend of the podcast.
Friend of the podcast. He'll be listening.
Top 3 batsmen are all from CHK Dragons.
Yeah, they got 204 for 550 overs. It's not a big score in PKVR Power. I know it's slow outfields and all that, but that's not a big score. They just batted their 50. SLCC came nowhere close. They bowled out for 144. Tin Lake Henship took 6 for 27. And Otis Lee, young Otis, 2 for 33.
Finlay was playing this morning's morning league, wasn't he? Here
Yeah,
at KCC for the Rhinos.
Playing for Nepal Rhinos.
Do you have any?
He's Bhutanese.
He's Bhutanese.
Close enough.
So he's closer to being a Nepal Rhino than he is a CHK.
Exactly. It's close enough.
Interesting. Well done, Finlay Kenja. 6 for 27. Massive win for the Dragons in that one. What are we moving to next? Still Sunday Elite Division 2. KCC Infidels, Optimist. Massive game in the context of who is going to perhaps get promoted up into Div 1.
Yeah.
So this one was here. It was the Infidels. They were missing a teak, by memory. It was 2 weekends ago. And the Opties, I thought there might have been a chance in this one. I didn't tip them. You didn't tip them. You, Tammy, did tip
I
them.
did.
And that was a terrible decision.
No.
The match was, I would say this, a little bit closer than the scoreline suggests, although 153 run.
How could it be closer?
So what I've heard, and were you calling this game? No, you weren't calling this game. We're all just. So what I heard was Infidels scored 271 for 8, Will Wash 56, Mokan 51. Both Will Wash and Mokan were dropped, and all in all, Optimus dropped like 5 or 6 catches. And then when they came out to chase, Optimus were like 100 for 2 apparently. Siegfried Y was going well at 65. They were in a good position. Siegfried gets out, and then Mundassar Hussain just gets on a roll, and they lose all the wickets. He takes 6 for 6, and they were bowled out for 180. So Opties had their chances in the game. We're just not going to take them. And Infidels just too strong, even without Atik. Player of the match, Mundassar Hussain, 6 for 6.
Once again, off 7.4 overs, he got 6 for 6.
6 for 6.
How did off 7.4 overs did he only get 2 maidens for 6 for 6?
So the singles, edges.
Wow, that was a big win and very important for the Infidels in their chances after, as Bodders always went on about, the going down, never making it back up into Div 1 due to COVID. Maybe this season's their chance. Saturday Championship Div 1, of course, that weekend, 2 weekends ago. Oh, so much rain about. Jinsung versus the Tigers, that got washed out. But
Called off.
Saturday Div 1, Lancers versus the Crusaders got on. I don't know how it did, but it did. And this was vital for not only the Crusaders, but also the Tartars.
Yes.
Because if this game had been washed out, they both would have got 1 point. That would have given Lancers a point they don't deserve and put the Tartars in a whole world of hurt.
Yep.
But somehow the game went on.
And 25 overs?
Yeah, it was restricted. Lancers 132 for 8, again, getting up over 100.
One of the better batting efforts. Well done.
Yeah, but wasn't enough.
Oh, we're close. Actually, Caddy, 71 of 63.
Oh, I'm so glad it's been 2 weeks that we didn't do last week's podcast, because I could not put up with the gloating from Caddy, as I have to mention the director of cricket of Kowloon Cricket Club getting a 71 of 63 deliveries, 4 fours and 4 sixes, and Will Welsh again. He was in the runs that weekend.
Bowling runs. And 3 wickets for Hussain, 2 for Darsh, 2 for Nishal. Really good clinical all-round performance by the Crusaders.
We all put the Crusaders in that one. What's going on here? It says Friday game. It's a Saturday Championship Div 2 game on a Friday.
Public holiday.
On the 4th.
Yep.
Pack Championship versus Laguna Gully. We thought this might be a massacre,
Yeah.
and that's being polite.
I actually thought Laguna have a decent team this year. They had a chance, but Hafiz Khan is just too good. Hafiz Khan. So one of my teammates was umpiring this game, and he just mentioned again, Hafiz Khan was just unbelievable.
We're talking about in the intro about if there's a rebuild on, and we were talking about names that were being dropped.
Yes.
This kid
Yes.
to be involved in whatever process of a rebuild
Yes.
is going on at Cricket Hong Kong China, because he is a superstar in the making. You just got to give him a chance.
140 of 113 balls, and what I heard was not a single false shot. It's just all along the ground, 15 fours, pure technical masterclass. Just too good for this level.
Yes, somebody will come at me and say, oh, yeah, okay, this is Saturday Div 2. Sure it is.
Who else is doing this in Saturday Div 2?
Well, nobody, because,
Standing.
he's going to do this in Saturday Div 1, and he does it on the week on a Sunday as well. So
He scored runs in Sunday League. He scored runs in Premier League.
we go through the tables. He's on every table that we can talk about.
He's a good player. And yeah, 275 was going to be too much for Laguna to chase. But sadly, they didn't really put up much of a fight. Bowled out for 96. 3 wickets for Mohammad Waheed, who really shouldn't be playing Saturday either. When he gets it right, he's really, really good. And then Sajjad Chowdhury Mohammad Saeem. 3 for 4 and 4 was with his off spin, I believe.
Well, we all picked Pack to win that one. Another rain-out game was the Saturday Championship Div 2 game on the 5th. Witherers versus Kaitak. So we'll move on to Div 2 game between the Diaspora Little Saiwan Thunder and Hung Si. And we all went with the Thunder on this one. We just didn't think Hung Si could do it. But they didn't do a bad effort.
I think it was a good fight. Thunder 229 all out. The key thing is the match was reduced to 30 overs again due to the rain going about. To bowl Thunder out in 28.5 was a good effort, but 229, 230 in 30 overs, a bit of a steep chase. They made a go of it. Bobby Chan got 47 and Thinley, once again, 40 of 35. They got 189 for 5 in the 30 overs. Bobby Chan also took 4 wickets, but the player of the match has to go to the winning team, Vivek Aryas from Little Sound Thunder. He joins HKU Nets. Good to see Vivek Arya doing well. Took 2 wickets, and I presume he scored some runs.
Bobby Chan, 47 and a 4 for.
Losing team, though.
I don't care. The rules are stupid. I'm giving the player of the match in that game to Bobby Chan. Moving on to Saturday Div 2 at PKVR Park. Oh, the hands have been raised.
Should have picked us. When we did the tips for HKU versus Punjab Lions. When we did the tips for HKU versus Punjab Lions.
Did you tip in this game? Okay,
I gave my reason.
Punjab Lions versus HKU at PKVR Park.
I gave my reasons. I gave my reasons straight off the bat when I picked. It's like, I want to cover my bases. If we win, I'm happy. If we lose, I'm okay to lose the tip. Because I assume
it's the biggest coward move when
it's covering my bases to make sure I win one way or another. And I told you I'm willing to give this tip up to you because I presumed you would back us, and you didn't, and you were wrong, and you should have.
I cannot believe that someone that literally played in this game for HKU and tipped Punjab is trying to put this on me for picking Punjab.
You should have picked us. I was giving you the tip. I was giving you the tip. I was covering my base. I didn't want to jinx myself. Anyway. To the game.
What a coward.
First thing I want to mention on this game as well is India Club Suryas did not send us umpires. So thank you very much, Sachin Mittal. I'm putting that on you. So we didn't have umpires for this game. It was raining. The rain stopped and we're looking around. It's time to start the game. There's no umpires there. We go to Punjab Lions. Lovely guys. Very friendly. We shook hands. It's like, let's reduce the game to 30 overs aside because we're starting late. Let's just umpire ourselves. It was the best umpiring we've had all season. Punjab Lions batted first and we didn't know what to do with the toss. We lost the toss. Punjab wanted a big win for net run rate. They chose to bat so they could get a big score and whatever. We looked at the wet conditions and we looked at the slippery run-ups and we just talked internally and be like, should we just bowl spin? So I opened the bowling with Taran, followed by Ashwin and newcomer Dave. We had 23 overs of spin non-stop. There were 40 of like 12 overs. I bowled 6 overs for 18, Ashwin 6 overs 18, Taran 6 overs for 18, and then David 5 overs for like 26. They couldn't get the ball off the square. It was slipping, it was sliding, it was skidding through. Some were bouncing, some were turning. The seamers got hit bowling with whatever blob resembled a ball by the end of that, and they got 150 for 730. Having seen that, our openers, Yaksan and Krishna, decided, okay, we're going to go out there and just bang it from ball 1, and they did superbly. We got 50 in like 5 overs, and Ashwin Dokania tried his best to lose the game for us by leaving a lot of balls when he could be tapping it to singles, but he got us there in the end. Ashwin won it for us in the final over, 7 wickets in hand, never in doubt. Player of the match, Ashwin, super victory, and you should have picked us, Buschy.
How many people can you insult in that game? Well done to Ashwin Dokania, who obviously got a wicket. You're not in the wicket column here, I'm saying.
A catch was dropped off my bowling. I wouldn't be there otherwise.
So yeah, you had a disaster. Right, that was 2 weeks ago. Let's move on to this last weekend's game, Sunday Elite Division 1, the Vagabonds versus the Wanderers. Now, we knew that the Wanderers were going to be under strength.
Yes.
So we all picked, you and I picked USRC. Tammy's never going to tip against HKCC, but should have.
Yeah, so my reason for picking USRC was the Wanderers refused to give me a debut and selected a bunch of juniors instead. I stand by that.
You're salty this week, aren't you?
It was the right move to select the juniors, obviously, even though they had a staff member who's got a 50 and bowled 6 overs to 18 coming into this game. But right move to pick the juniors when the senior players are not there. And it looked like a good move.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. Have you ever been selected for Sunday Elite Division 1?
No, I just did substitute fielding when Anshuman scored 247 because he couldn't walk.
So you wanted to be selected, even though you've never played. Have you played? You played Div 2?
I've never played Sunday. I've not played a white ball game.
Yeah, there's a lot of salt against considering you've never played Sunday cricket.
I stand by it. Okay, so bowling first. USRC Vagabonds chose to bat, and the youngsters did well. Adil Mahmood did really well with the ball. Mario Patel bowled really well with his leg spin, and the Wanderers were on track. 120 all out. It looked like the Wanderers had a good win here in the bag. Unfortunately, the lack of batting depth just showed a little bit there for the Wanderers, and once the top order collapsed, it was all up to Adil Mahmood coming in number 6, I believe, to save the game. He tried really hard. The youngsters fought really hard. It got down to 10 to win with 1 wicket in hand before Adil Mahmood nicked behind. And it was a heartbreaking loss for the Wanderers just by 9 runs.
Sorry, was this over reduced?
No, full 50 over game.
450 overall.
Doesn't look like it.
The full 50 over game.
So Vagabonds bowled out in 31 and 3, and Wanderers bowled out in 37.4.
Low scoring game because I think both teams will be combating.
I know that the kids were in there and it made it a bit tough, but that top order of the Wanderers, even with a few missing, should have got the job done.
Yeah, I mean,
And captain Jared Monkston was in there. You had Rory Keynes, you had a Dilman Wood coming in at 6.
you had Ben Zanol, you had a few other good players in there.
121, that top 5 should have got the job done. They didn't, they lost, and the Vagabonds, is that their first win of the year?
The only interesting thing in this is Walker Dawood's player of the match and doesn't show up in either top 3 batters or top 3 bowlers. So we can probably dig up his scorecard and see what he did to contribute to that, but
I'm sure the HKCC side over there doesn't want to dig that up at all. Saturday Championship Div 2, Punjab Lions versus the Witherers.
yep,
Okay, this was rain affected.
at GDP.
We all went with HKCC, and boy, we were wrong.
Yeah, so this is out at GDB. Again, unfamiliar conditions for the Witherers. It was wet, it was rainy. They pushed on with the game. Punjab Lions got 164 for 8 in their 35 overs, which proved to be a decent enough score in the end as Witherers struggled with the wet conditions, unfamiliar terrain, playing on the Astro GDB. And was a decent Witherers. I wasn't that weak, but by the time the rain came to call the game off, they were 100 for 7. They were 28 runs behind on DLS.
Yeah, normally the team batting second has the DLS advantage here, but the Witherers, they went down. So that's a big win to the Punjab Lions.
Yep. Zishan Heather, captain and player of the match, 3 wickets.
Nomads versus Lama.
This is a fun
Lama at, where was this, HKCC?
Yeah.
The 12th.
Yeah, so this Cricket Hero scorecard is wrong. Actually, it was DLS as well. Nomads winning by 14 runs on DLS. Lama batted first. The rain just stayed away long enough. Actually, it was threatening the entire game, but just hung in the air there. And Lama, I mean, both teams wanted to bowl first at the toss. Nomads chose to bowl because with the rain around, you want to bat second. Lama got 148 for 9, mainly thanks to the lower order rallying. The top order collapsed, but the lower order got stuck in. Brenton McDonald made 31, a very good innings by him. And they were in the hunt for a while. Young Luke Byrne making his Lama debut, son of the legendary Monty Burns, took 2 for. There's a couple of other nice wickets, a couple of good catches. But the Nomads got stuck in there. Luke Voice's 33 was valuable. And it was a dirty, hard fight there in the last 10 overs of the game with the light and the rain, the DLS edging back and forth. By the time the rain finally came in to kill the game off, Nomads were 14 runs ahead of DLS, and that was that. There were a lot of close appeals. There was tight LBW appeals, missed run-out chances. It was chaotic. It was good, hard-fought cricket. And Nomads, with this win, book a spot in the Saturday Division 1 final.
And Lama is starting to stumble.
The season's over, I think, for Lama. They stumbled on the last couple of hurdles there and couldn't make it into the final.
Speaking of rain, the Tartars versus the Lions game was rained off, so we won't talk about that one. So we're going to head to the points table, the batting and the bowling. We'll rotate through it. We'll start with the Premier League. I'll kick off the points table to start with. Kowloon Cricket Club undefeated after that big win up the hill. 3 games, 3 wins. They've just got 1 game left, and if they can get a win there, they'll get a home final for that one. That'll be up against the Ascot Little Saiwan. Hong Kong Cricket Club, after going down to KCC, in second place on that run rate on 4 points. PACC, they might be done. They've played out, so it can only be that HKCC lose to USRC, which would be, well,
shock.
Yeah, the cricket gods would have to intervene there somehow because they haven't won a game. The Ascot Little Saiwan gone as well. 3 games, 1 win, 2 losses. And USRC, who will play HKCC in the final round on the 27th without a win. Nitesh, what's the batting?
So Baba Hayat's big 124 takes them to the top of the run scoring charts. He's got 168 runs overall at a strike rate of 193. Tariq Nawaz Malik, the PACC, has played his 4 innings, 137 runs at 148 strike rate. Good performance by him with 150. Heather Ali, we should say, from Little Saiwan, from Bahrain previously. 3 innings, 132 runs, 120 strike rate, 44 average. Jamie Atkinson of KCC, 125 runs in his 3 innings. 120 runs for Anshuman Rath in his 3 innings. And Nizakat Khan 117 in his 3 innings. So it's getting tight there.
Okay, let's move on to the most wicket for the Premier League. Topping the table is Mohammad Ghazanfar from PAC, getting 10 wickets with the best bowling figure is 4 for 11. And then that's Asaz Khan from Kowloon Cricket Club, with 7 wickets, and the best bowling figure is 5 for 28. And then it's Mohsin Khan from Hong Kong Cricket Club getting 7 wickets as well. And then after that is Hassan from USLC getting 6 wickets. Also getting 6 wickets is Nasrullah Rana from PAC. After that, Atiq Iqbal and Adil Mahmood both got 5 wickets.
All right, let's move on to Women's Premier League T20. Tammy, you can take this through the table.
Oh, at the moment, CCC Women's is at the top of the table, winning 3 matches, all of their 4 matches, and then they play all 4 games already. And then up next is HKCC winning 3 games out of 3, Lantau winning 2 out of 3, and then bottom of the table, the OSW and then KCC both losing 3 games out of their 3.
So in that table, who's HKCC got left?
Lantau. So that's what Lantau need a win in that next game. But even a win with the net run rate difference, I think won't be enough. It'll have to be a massive
It would
win.
have to be bowl HKCC out for 32, as what happened to them.
That might not even be enough.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, Lil Sai and KCC play each other to determine who doesn't finish last.
Right, the batting table, and we talked about it earlier on. Natasha Miles, 3 innings, 205 runs at an average of, who knows, infinity. Strike rate of 125, just insane. Shanzine Shazad, 3 innings, 138 at an average of 69. Paul Tote having a good season, 91 runs at an average of 30.33. Mariam Bibi, 83 at an average of 28. And rounding out the top 5, just playing the 2 innings so far, Mariko Hill, 76 at an average of 76.
Natasha Miles got the highest strike rate as well as the leading runs. Incredible. Bowling-wise, we've talked about her batting, but Vensi Chowdhury is top of the bowling charts with 6 wickets in 2 innings. So she contributes both with bat and ball for the Lantau Women's Premier. Karen Poon, our My Story guest, second in the chart, 5 wickets in 4 innings. Mahekdeep Kaur of Lantau also bowling well, 5 wickets in 3 innings. 5 wickets also for Dorothea Chan in 4 innings from CCC. And the HKCC captain rounds off the list with 4 wickets in 3 games.
Imagine where Vancy would be if you played in that Premier League game instead of Sunday Div 2.
Women's T20 Div 2.
Yeah, Div 2 on a Sunday. Right, let's look at Sunday Div 1 and the men's version. Where are we up to? Nitesh, you can do the table.
Yeah, so it's heating up for a spot in the Division 1 final. Templars and Scorpions have each played 11 games and have won 7, but 1 extra washout for the Templars means they're on 16 and Scorpions on 15. But the number 1 spot on the table is PACC. We've got 17 with 8 wins. So it looks like PACC have more or less booked a spot in the final, but it's anyone's game because Scorpions have to play PACC, Templars have to play Lil Saiwan, and PACC have a game against Wanderers. Lil Saiwan, 5 wins and 4 losses, are probably out of the running for a spot in the final. They still got 3 games left, which could take them to 16, but they'll need other results to go their way. Wanderers are out of contention for the final, only 2 wins in 11 games. But they seem safe from the relegation zone with 6 points. It's the 2 USRC teams, Elite and Vagabond, who are in the relegation zone. Elite have 2 games in hand somehow, only have 5 points in 9 games. We're trusting this points table. We don't have anything's missing. Vagabonds have 1 game left, have 3 points, so they're definitely finishing last place despite the win over Wanderers.
Okay, so the Tony Turners can cause some issues.
Yeah,
They can be some chaos. It's unlikely that they're going to make the final, but they can cause some absolute chaos.
They've got big games left.
And Elite, I believe they need to beat the Vagabonds is one of those games that they're playing. It might be the Vagabonds' final game, in fact. I'm not sure.
I'm pretty sure the Vagabonds, if it's just one team going down, then it's pretty definitely the Vagabonds because 1 win left them, they have 5. And then it'll be net run rate and USRC's net run rate. Oh, actually, USRC Elite's net run rate is worse. So Vagabonds need that win. USRC Elite have the worst net run rate.
Yes, that's what
one of those
That's
two.
what I was told when I was talking to some USRC people. The Elite need to beat the Vagabonds to be safe. The batting table, Tammy.
Yes, topping table, Shift Mother with her 12 innings, got 433 runs. And then after that is Kinchit Shot, 405 runs in 9 innings. Hafiz Khan, again, 399 runs, almost passing the 400 marks in just 8 innings. And then after that is Nisaka Khan, 377 runs. And then it's Tariq Nawaz got 362 runs.
Rounding out the bowling for Sunday Elite Div 1, Wakas Bakat. I mean, he's just a wicket taker this season.
Yeah.
8 innings, 20 wickets at an econ of 4.14. Gaz, who's actually played a game less, has got 19, so he's only 1 wicket behind, as is Benny Paris Singh, but he's played 10 already for his 19. Also on 19, everybody's on 19 in this, apart from Wakas. Fahad Hyatt with 19 from the Templars, and Jay Davidson from the Templars on 19. So the top 5 bowlers, 3 of them are from KCC.
Yep.
And between them, that's about 58 wickets.
Yep.
Wow. All right, let's move on to Sunday, Div 2. I'll do the table of this one. And at the top, the Opties played 10, won 7, lost 2 and a washout. They're on 15. The Brahmas are coming. They've got 2 games in hand, as long as the table's right. Nitesh, you'll know more about this than me. Won 7, lost 1, 14 points. Also played 8 as the Infidels. They're coming. They've got 6 and 1 and a washout for 13 points. The Knights, they're just staying in contention, but I think they've got 1 game left, perhaps, or are they played out? No, they're played out. No 1 game left.
No, I think they should have 1 game left.
How many games do they play?
They played 10. I think this table's wrong because Lions are on 11 games.
Lions have played 11.
So I feel a couple of games are being double counted.
Again, we won't get into Crick Heroes and their tables being completely balked, but the Lions, just rubbing salt into the wound of the SLCC Lions, they've played more games than are possible and they've lost the ball. They're at bottom of the table, won none, lost 11. They only played 10.
I think they should just leave it like that because even though they've only played 10, it feels like they've lost 11.
I agree. The Dragons with that other win getting up to 2 wins of the season and moved to 4 points. Raffle it. Whoever wants to talk about Div 2 batting.
It's all the cheat code. 5 innings, 666 runs, an average of 333 and a strike rate of 152.
Is he still allowed to play any more games for Div 2?
I think Div 2 is done. I think the Opties actually have played out.
I'm just upset that he's stuck on 666.
Yeah.
It's just the devil's number.
That'd be pretty funny though. India Club Brahma should have a couple of games left. I think India Club have a game against Dragons and a game against Infidels, and Infidels have a game against India Club and Knights. That's why I believe the remaining games are. So Ankur has a couple of more innings to get to past the house mark. He's got 520. He'll need another 147 runs in his next 2 innings, which is not beyond him for Ankur. So that could be some challenge there for Sasa's only played 5 innings.
And he's not going to get past that average, though.
He's not going to get past the 333 average. Sulaiman Naseem Butt had a good season for the Knights, 442 runs, an average of 55.25 in 8 innings. Siegfried Y has been good for the Opties, 363 runs in 9 innings. His season is done. And Mo Khan, again, only 4 innings, 280 runs, an average of 70. So well done to him.
All right, coming up to the bowlers, always on top of the table, Niaz Ali, 25 wickets, heading the next one for like 10 wickets in just 6 innings. And then second of table, Tine Ketchup got 15 wickets. Also with 15 wickets, it's Saptashi, one from HK Dragons, one from HKCC Optimus. And then we have Wadasa Hussain from KCC got 14 wickets.
And that's because he shot up with a 6 foot, didn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He's jumping to the list now.
And then also from KCC, Samir got 13 wickets.
Must be so frustrating for Samir because he's constantly taking 1 and 2 wickets every game. And then Wadasa just comes in like 6 in one spell and leapfrogs him.
All right, we got 2 more divisions to get through before we can wrap up outs and ins this week. Saturday, Div 1 table, Tammy.
Yes, well, I think most of them have played the games already, except there should be 1 more game from KCC Crusaders and RLC Charlie Bears, I believe.
That's the relegation battle.
Okay.
Yeah. So we can lock in at the top. The final is going to be
Ramblers and Nomads.
Ramblers Nomads, HKCC Derby for the final.
Yep.
Lama missing out by 1 point. But what's those other ones down the bottom? Talk us through the relegation table here, Tammy.
Yeah, so after that, we've got both IZ Yodas and USRC Lions on 13 points. And then DOSW Skyro is on 11, CC Jingsan on 10. And then we've got KCC Crusaders on 8. KCC, there is someone. Yes, USRC Tigers on 9. KCC Crusaders, KCC Carters both on 8. RLC Charlie Bears on 6, and then SSC Lenses on 5. So, are we having 2 teams got...
2 teams go down, so Lancers are definitely going down. Now, if Charlie Bears beat Crusaders, there'll be a net run rate between Crusaders, Starters, and Charlie Bears as to who goes down. So not only do Charlie Bears need a win, they need a big win. But if they get a big win, if they can get some ringers in and pull off a big win there, it actually might be the Tartars who get sent down.
Indeed. I keep telling the Crusaders that they just have to beat Charlie Bears to save the Tartars, and that's exactly that was a few weeks ago, and it's turned out to be true.
Same.
That basically Crusaders beat the Charlie Bears, both the KCC sides stay in Div 1, otherwise we're going to have to get the calculator out. The batting table for Saturday Championship Div 1, Jack Matters on top with 541 and an average of 77. Akash Yadav at the India Club Yotters with 353 at 58. Chris Ryan, 261 at 43.5. Justin Heathcote from Lama with 253 at 28, and Anton Bunton rounding out the top 5.
It's a massive lead for Jack Batters.
Yeah, it is. That's not going to be surpassed, obviously, with none of the two teams playing in the final game. So he's going to take the batting championship for this season. And the bowling, Nitesh.
It looks like Prashant Sivappa has locked up the leading bowler as well for the season with 23 wickets in 9 innings for IC Yodas. Tom Booth finishing on 21 wickets from 11 innings. Niaz Ali 20 wickets from 8. Mario Patel 17 from 9. He can add to that, but he's not going to surpass 23 in the grand final. And Chris Ryan, Guppy, 16 wickets in 8 innings. He also in the top 5 run scorers. So it's been a good season for the Lama's newest recruit from Kaitha, Chris Ryan.
All right, let's do Saturday Div 2, Nitesh, the table.
So it's the Witherers and PACC in the grand finals. 19 points for the Witherers, 18 points for PACC. Both teams won 9 games apiece. Witherers with 1 washout. Punjab Lions finished in third with 16 points. They would have been in contention if they beat HKU, but they didn't. Laguna Gully and Little Saiwan Thunder end their season with 6 wins apiece. HKU and Strikers with 5 wins each. Kaithak with 4. Centaurs and India Club All-Stars with 3. Hungsi with 2. And KCC Saracens with a single win.
2 up, 2 down, right?
No one down. This is Div 2.
2
up, 2 down, yeah.
No, 2 up. 2 up, I mean. It's 2 down from 1. So that's locked in now.
But headers and
The Witherers and PACC can go back to be the Rising Stars next season.
They renamed the name.
They have gone back up into Div 1. Congratulations. Hafiz can stop bullying poor old Saturday Div 2. The batting card, I'll let you do it, Tammy. The Hafiz Khan show.
Hafiz Khan, his name show up again. He got 699 runs in 11 innings with the strike rate of 115.
What about that average?
Average 99.86.
Almost as good as Bradman.
Almost. And then second on the table, Sackville White, 9 innings, 423 runs with the strike rate of 126. And then Samay got 332 runs in 9 innings. Usaya Iqbal got 295 runs in 9 innings. And Amit got 294 runs. So close.
That's strike rate from Samay Sayal, 181. That's what you get for playing at Compton.
Lovely. And we'll finish it off for outs and ins with the Saturday Div 2 bowling table. And of course, who's at the top? It's Hafiz Khan with 22 wickets. He's 3 ahead. Sachin, our friend Sachin, friend of the podcast, Sachin, couldn't chase him down. Only 19, but he didn't play 2 games, apparently, according to this, Sachin. So he could have got close to being top of the table. Also from the All-Stars, Vikyat Kapoor, my friend from Morning League, with 19 wickets. Witherers, Subramanian got an 18 wickets, and also with 18, Vinit Pratap Shetty.
If the final counts, Maha has to take a 5-for and hope Hafiz takes no wickets and he can take top bowler.
Okay. If it counts, it shouldn't count.
Shouldn't it?
No. I mean, there's other people like Sachin about being excluded, but I mean, maybe they should have made the final.
Yeah, be good.
That is the end of what has been an epic outs and ends. Hopefully, as we get closer to the end of the season, they'll get a little bit smaller.
And now it's time for my story, where the superstars of cricket come in and tell us their story.
So, our My Story guest today is a very special guest. She's the most recently capped player for Hong Kong China women's team. At 16 years young, she's impressed followers in Hong Kong cricket and around the world with her accurate medium-pace bowling, her ever-improving batting, and her passion for the game. Welcome to the show, Karen Poon.
To say hi.
Hi.
So, all right, I'll give it to Tammy to start off the interview.
All right, very first question. Can you introduce yourself a bit and like how did you start cricket?
咁我依家就打緊 CC Sunrisers 啦。我之前係2020年就正式代表 Dragon Star U11，而我喺學校嘅 PE 堂接觸。
Okay, good. So she's playing for the CCC Sunrisers at the moment, and she stopped playing cricket in 2020 for the Dragons Academy and the 11 team, and she started from playing like in a PE lesson of her school.
I just want to ask, before you tried it for the first time in school, did you have any idea what cricket was?
No any.
Any idea? So Now I'm gonna try a question in Chinese.
Yes, please.
賽咗棒球，你中意玩咩運動？
我之前在玩跑步，
跑步。
Running, yes.
Yeah.
不過我覺得跑步係一個個人嘅運動啦，而我比較中意係 team sports。
Okay, you get it. Like running is more individual sport, so she like more like team sports.
Have you tried any other team sport?
Football, basketball。
邊個係你最中意嘅運動員？同埋點解？
咁一定係 Carrie 啦，因為佢俾人哋覺得呢一個運動唔單止係外籍人士打得好勁，而我哋香港人一樣都係可以打得到。
Okay, so her idol is Carrie Chan, your ex-captain, I believe, in the Sunrisers as well, and also, well, not in the Hong Kong team anyway, but because she thinks Carrie show people that not only Westerners and like South Asian play good cricket, but also Chinese player can play good cricket.
That's true, and actually that leads into a question that I wanted to ask as well. You were so young when you first started playing cricket. You didn't know what cricket was. Is it because of Carrie that you felt that you also can play for Hong Kong one day?
即係因為其實你打波之前，你根本就唔知乜嘢係板球啦。咁會唔會其實就係因為你見到 Carrie 喺度，所以你都會覺得哦，其實我都可以有機會打到港隊喎？
係因為我覺得佢即係我之前睇佢打波啦，覺得佢好勁，我覺得即係我都想我自己好似做到佢咁樣。
Okay, yeah. So she answered yes. Like by looking at Carrie, she's so like she's so good, and then she feels like she want to be at her someday.
Oh, that's wonderful. Is it always been that motivation then, since you started playing, that you want to play for Hong Kong?
你係咪最一開始嘅時候已經係即係哦，我要代表香港出賽？
係啊。
係 yes.
Well, there's so much clear focus, clear determination from a young age. I'll try another question now in Chinese. What part of cricket appeals to you most is 棒球最吸引你嘅地方係乜嘢？
我被 cricket 嘅嗰種 teamwork 吸引咗啦。我覺得 cricket 最唔少得嘅一定係 teamwork 啦，少咗任何一個人喺場比賽度都會好難打。而 cricket 唔似我之前跑步咁樣，淨係靠自己一個，而係要成 team 人一齊嘅配合先至可以贏到。
I think you can pick up the teamwork. Yeah. So she like the teamwork there. So it's like unlike running, you just like buying like you win the match is only by your own effort. But like in a cricket match, if you want to win, it's by the team effort, and you can't miss out anyone in the team.
That's a very good answer. That's a very good answer. And you still do running, or have you fully only focused on cricket now?
Focus.
Oh, very good. So we've got a story of a young player who started in school and has fallen in love with the game, has ambition, has achieved playing for Hong Kong. What is your future ambition? What do you want to achieve next now that you have made your way to the Hong Kong team?
你覺得你下一個目標係乜嘢啊？
想做到香港 team 嘅 captain。
Hong Kong team captain.
I like this ambition. Very good.
Nice.
Very good. This is a bit more of a broader question, and you can take your time to answer it. But Chinese players are a minority in Hong Kong. Do you think there's any challenges with being a young Chinese player compared to a young player of a different background?
即係咧華人喺香港嘅板球入邊都仲係少數啦。你覺得身為一個年輕嘅華人板球員，你喺度打波，你有冇啲咩挑戰係你覺得即其他種族嘅人士係唔會面對到嘅咧
No.
No?
That's good to hear.
That's good.
That's actually very positive to hear.
Yeah.
Because we've heard from some of the other local players coming through that sometimes opportunities can be tough to come by, or maybe not enough training, but it's a sign that things are getting better in Hong Kong here, that players can come through from different backgrounds and actually feel like they've got a clear pathway up.
Yep.
That's very good. You are obviously a medium pace bowler.
Mm-hmm.
Is bowling something that you see as a way for you to get a Hong Kong team? Because I've seen you've also started working on your batting now, try and contribute more runs.
OK， 你而家最主要係 medium pace bowler 啦。咁但係我哋都有見到咧，你有開始練緊 batting 啦。你覺得你入去 Hong Kong team，你嘅目標係做一個 medium pace bowler，定係其實你想all rounder，我想樣嘢都想做？
我依家就即係多數練波都想build up 自己嘅 batting skills 啦，但都係諗住 bowling 做 bowler。
Okay. First priority is still medium pace bowling, but she's keep working on her batting skills now.
That's good. I saw you. I think you were opening the batting as well in the under-19 girls final, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good. That's actually a very good win as well. CCC winning the under-19 girls final. How did you feel about that? Like working with that team and building up to winning the under-19 final.
U19女仔比賽 final 嗰場見到你 open 啦，咁啊都想你分享下今年由一開始 round 嘅時候一路打到最後啦，贏咗呢個HKCC 有咩感覺？
咁我哋本身都諗住去即係爭入 final 攞第一嘅。咁我哋去到 final 啦，對住 HKCC 啦，咁即係我哋都覺得係一隊強隊啦。但係我哋都即係我哋練波又好，平時嗰啲 meeting 咧都係諗住我哋一定要打贏 HKCC， 諗辦法打贏 HKCC， 攞個第一翻嚟。
Okay, so from the very beginning, they aim to get into final and then get the champion. And then, although they think that HKCC is a top team, but then they do have like meetings and talk about the players, setting up like strategies like tactics to beat them.
In that case, was he surprised that Maya Gardner didn't bat in the final?
有冇諗過 Maya 最後冇 batting 啊？
冇啊！我本身以為佢會係可能 open 或者都係 top 3 batsman 咁。
Yeah, they do think that she's gonna open or like be at least top 3 batsman.
You're good teammates with Fatima. So we know Fatima as well as also young players coming away, making her way to the Hong Kong team. What does it feel like playing alongside Fatima? Do you enjoy playing with it? You think it brings your game up?
你覺得同 Fatima 一齊打波有咩感覺？即係喂大家一齊努力啊，一齊進步啊嗰啲，有冇啲咩感覺啊？
我覺得佢好幫得手咯，即係有陣時，例如我 set feel 啊，或者諗嗰啲 batting 或者 bowling order 咧，我都唔知點樣整啦。然之後我都會問 Fatima， 然之後佢好幫到我。
Okay, like she's a really helpful player. So like no better like batting order, fielding positions, or things like planning, and Fatima always come up to help.
That's very good. A question from Buschy. You seem very quietly soft-spoken, very sort of laid back. Some other players in the Sunrisers and the CCC team can be very loud, energetic. How do you feel like mixing with those different personalities when you play with them?
佢哋話因為睇落咧你比較安靜，但係咧你嘅隊友啦，CCC Sunrisers 嘅隊友都係比較活潑嘅。你覺得個感覺如何？即係會唔會夾唔到啊？定係其實你都好 enjoy 喺呢一個氛圍入邊嘅咧？
我都會好 enjoy 咯，即係我都盡量想好似學到佢哋咁樣可以咁樣去 support 隊 team。
Okay, okay. So you enjoy being in that environment and trying to like merge with them to be more social.
Can you tell us one of your most fun memories playing with the Sunrisers? Doesn't have to be about on the field, can be off the field also.
係同 Sunrisers 一齊打波嘅時候，有冇啲咩好搞笑嘅經歷啊？唔一定係比賽場上嘅，off the field 都可以嘅。
冇咩。
It's not much. They're not fun enough. Sorry.
Maybe Feng Wong is a bit more fun.
Yeah.
We're talking about the young talent at CCC, so just going back on that, there's so many good young players coming through CCC in your under-19 team right now. You, of course, can still play for 2 more years. Are there any other young girls in that team that you think you should keep an eye on, who you think have the potential to play senior cricket very soon?
OK， 佢係問緊CCC U19女仔隊啦。咁當然你都仲有2年可以打啦。咁但係其實我哋都見到而家有好多再細少少嘅13、14歲嘅 player 嚟緊啦。咁你覺得有冇邊個係大家需要留意下嘅？你覺得佢最有 potential、最快跟上你嘅腳步嘅？
咁就 Janice 啦、Sienna 同埋 Megan 都，我覺得佢哋進步咗好多，比之前。
Okay, Janice, Sienna, which is her sister, and Megan, like they improve a lot, and we can keep an eye on them.
Definitely, Janice has been bowling quite well this season as well.
Yes, and she's so strong in batting.
Absolutely. So much good talent coming through CCC. Do you see other young girls around Hong Kong your age who are also now showing an interest in cricket? Do you feel like excited for the future of women's cricket of girls your age coming through?
除咗 CC 之外啦，其實好多唔同隊而家都開始有一啲可能15、16歲嘅 player 喺度打緊波啦，尤其是女仔。你覺得香港女子板球嘅將來如何啊？
咁我覺得如果呢一批大人走咗，我覺得我哋under 19或者under 16嗰啲細路仔都可以打到好似佢哋咁樣咁勁。
Okay. Simplify it, we can take over them. Take over the senior team.
There's a revolution coming. There's a new generation coming up through cricket right now. That's actually very exciting. She mentioned the Pathway program. Currently, the Pathways coach, I believe, is Najib is running the Pathways program along with Emma and
U19、U16嘅教練而家係
Emma 同日
Emma 同阿 G。
Yeah. So what does she feel about working with Emma and Najib? Does she feel like in good hands?
你覺得佢哋如何啊？兩位教練？
我覺得佢哋兩個都教到好多嘢，即係我有時唔明，佢哋都會好樂意好幫我。
Okay, so they teach her a lot of things, and then they're like willing to help and willing to explain everything.
It's very Emma has a massive influence, I think, on the future generation of women's cricket coming through. Another question is, obviously, every young player needs family support. How important has your family support been for you for your journey so far?
我屋企人會好 support 我啦。我平時有好多 training 啊，同埋有嗰啲朝早嗰啲 match，佢哋都會同我一齊出去睇我比賽。
True, like that's literally supporting even like training till late night or like morning match. I remember like 8:30 at canteen, and then even now, mommy and sister is always sitting at the back, watching her.
And your mom did not know anything about cricket also, right? Before you started playing?
媽咪係完全唔識 cricket 嘅之前。
係啊係啊係。
Yeah, know nothing about.
I think your mom started playing recently now as well, right?
Yes, that's true. I play in that game. 因為我哋話喺你哋出咗去比賽嘅時候，媽咪落咗去幫手打咗一場比賽。媽咪事後有冇同你講啲乜嘢啊？
佢話好好玩咯，佢都好想。
Oh, she loved it. But yeah, it's good fun, and she want to continue. That's good.
Brilliant. That's very good. Does your dad want to play as well, or?
爸爸有冇興趣打？
佢依家嘗試緊同我哋喺屋企一齊睇波，又問下我哋點樣玩啊。
That's nice. So like her dad is like at home, they're gonna watch match together, and then they're gonna ask her questions. So
Wow.
getting more interest.
That's very, very good. It's very similar to Carrie Chan. You talked about Carrie Chan. Even her parents didn't know anything about cricket. But they were so supportive of their journey throughout. Excellent stuff. Tammy, do you have any questions you want to ask as well?
I'm in the background here, but I do hope Karen's doing better at school than Karen did. Because she told us on the podcast how the reason that she does cricket, so she didn't have to study.
Are you good at school? A lot of similarities, Carrie, right there. Lots of similarities. Very good. You obviously enjoy playing sports more than studying, right?
Yeah.
Understandable. So, we obviously have the big Women's Premier League final coming up. I believe it's on 4th May, maybe postponed. CCC, I think, have already qualified for the final. Are you looking forward to that game? And do you have any strategies you want to share for the big final?
女仔頂級板球聯賽 Premier League 應該喺5月4號啦。如果唔該，其實會打 final 啦。咁啊，應該 CCC 就已經係鎖定到，一定係頭2名會入 final 㗎啦。你期待嗎？
我好期待啊！我想我哋可以一齊攞到個第一贏 HKCC。
Okay. Oh, so they assume that HKCC is in the second place as well because she says she want to beat HKCC.
Everyone wants to. That's the team. That's the team we beat. Buschy over here is a CCC fan, but of course, we both support HKCC. But Bushy's the biggest fan of CCC in Hong Kong. Never picks against them. You were also I believe the Young Women's Cricketer of the Year last year.
Yeah.
So how did winning that award make you feel?
你上年贏咗嗰個 Young Female Cricketer 嗰個獎，有冇啲咩感覺想分享？
咁我就好開心啦！自己嘅努力冇白費，可以贏到個獎翻嚟。
Okay. So she feel happy because her effort pays, like getting an award.
I mean, your effort since you've started playing cricket has been phenomenal. You've been one of the biggest prospects coming through right now. It's been fantastic to watch your journey, and it's good to see that you are so ambitious moving forward. Aaron has one more question he wants to jump in with. He's just typing it out now. You can say it. Oh, yes. This is a very good one. Why do you bowl in sunglasses?
應該就係太眼鏡。
咁我就覺得 我比賽嘅時候一戴太陽眼鏡咧，我先至會攞 wicket。我覺得嗰個太陽眼鏡好 lucky 喎。
Okay, it's a lucky charm. Like the sunglasses is a lucky charm for her. Yeah.
I bowl in sunglasses too, but I bowl spin. So it's a little bit different now. Okay, thank you so much for your time, Karen. Thank you so much for coming out here and joining us on this interview. It's been wonderful talking to you. And we wish you lots of luck in the future. I'm sure we'll have you back on the podcast again in a few years. Maybe when you're Hong Kong captain.
Thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
Ins and outs next. All the upcoming action in cricket in Hong Kong. Take us away, Buschy.
Yeah, it's time for Ins and Outs, where we check every game around Hong Kong, and it's a massive weekend over the Easter weekend of cricket here in Hong Kong. First, we'll do the tipping tally. Nitesh, we had the same tips, so we're staying at the same point. 109 for you, 108. We're both into the hundreds, correct? That's pretty impressive. Right, let's start with the first game. Sunday Elite Division 2, it's KCC Infidels up against the Brahmas. This is massive.
So, from the Infidels' point, like actually both teams want to win here, but actually, if the Infidels lose this, they're actually at real risk of not making the final because then it's a must-win game against Los Sour Knights. Whereas India Club can still lose this and win the next game, and the next game is Dragons, I believe, and make it through. So there's more at stake for the Infidels, and it's at PKVR Park, which does not suit Infidels. So I'm going to go with Brahmas.
Tammy.
Brahmas.
Okay, both going with IC Brahmas. Because it is at PKVR Park, I am also going for the Brahmas.
Traitor. You've given up on them.
Says the man that tipped against his own team.
Strategic.
Yeah, whatever. All right, that's it, really. It's not a big round at all. It's just this one game, but it means so much to the Sunday Elite Division 2. It's the only game, and it's at PKVR.
Are you going to
Park, or is
broadcast it?
I'm doing, no, what is it? Saturday, Sunday?
Should be the Sunday, 19th.
Okay.
No, Saturday 19th?
No, it's on the 19th, which is Saturday?
Yeah, that's Saturday.
I don't know what's going on with that, but it's in the system as Saturday the 19th. No, I'm not calling it because A, it's at PKVR Park and we don't broadcast from there. B, I'm going to the beach.
Oh.
So that's it. That's the only game this weekend in domestic cricket here in Hong Kong. So that's it for Ins and Outs. Okay, Sky Plaza Road, and we're going to look back at last weekend's T20I series here in Hong Kong and also talk a bit about the under-19s in Nepal. Nitesh, let's start with the T20Is, which, again, may have facilitated Simon Willis resigning with a non-optimal, suboptimal, but no, worse than that, non-optimal result, not making the final. Again, weather played a part, but weather played a part after.
I don't think weather would be to blame there because we were behind the 8 ball in that washed out game anyways against Nepal.
Yeah, it's a part. We should have beat Kuwait in that one. That's always the issue. So, what are we going to look at? We're going to look at the tables?
Just summarize for those who are not paying attention to the men's T20I series. Hong Kong came third. We lost our opening game to Kuwait. We smashed Qatar. And then the game against Nepal was washed out. Nepal went through the group stages unbeaten, narrow game against Kuwait. Kuwait beat us, beat Qatar. They were the deserving finalists, and the final was a thriller with Kuwait upsetting Nepal. It's the second final, I believe, Nepal's lost in Hong Kong, if I'm not wrong.
Yep.
So that was a good upset victory there for Kuwait.
And the two finals, third versus fourth, and the first versus second.
Tell me what the third versus fourth. Hong Kong were dominating for 39 overs of that game. They need 27 or something to win at the last over. And we fall short by 1 run.
Let's go back. They needed 42 off 2.
42 of 2. They take a big over of Nazrullah of like 13 or 14 or something, or 17.
Reasonably big.
Big over. But still like 20 plus to win in the last over. Yasam comes on the bowl, gets 3 sixes. Then there's a wicket, and then there's like a wide and a 4, and then the last ball being just a run out or something.
No, the last ball went for 6.
Oh, the last ball went for 6. So it's 8 of the last.
The last ball was a drag down leg side ball from Yasim, and I think Bilal was on strike at that point. I'm not sure who was out there. I think it was Bilal Tahir. He realised he could have left that, and it probably would have been wide, and then he would have had another ball to hit a 6, which would have made it go into a super over.
It's insane. I don't know how we.
So both finals,
Chaos.
in total, the games were won by 4 runs.
Yeah, 1 run and 3 runs. This is a great finals day. A lot of fun.
Well, yeah, there was some bad good and bad cricket going on. Let's be honest.
Normal for social cricket.
It is.
But I think the broader story of this, of course, the Nepal fans, outstanding, great atmosphere. Of course, rain ruined it a little bit on the Saturday, but by and large, I think the story of this is that we are struggling to win home series now, and I think that obviously I said was a factor in Simon resigning. It's accelerated the chats about young blood coming through. We had Kalhan and Darsh will make the debut in the series, which again, the young blood talk, both performed really well. I think Darsh, I didn't mention this in our ins and outs, bowled superbly in the Premier League game against HKCC, came in for Jay Davis in there, was really, really good, and I think he bowled really well during the series.
I watched Cullen bat for the first time, and that was in this series. He came for the All-Stars as well, I think. But technically, he is brilliant. I'm not sure yet whether he's a T20 kind of batter.
Yes, he done it for the 50 over.
Oh, my goodness. That technique is top 4 for Hong Kong cricket.
I'm very happy to hear you say this.
Yep, it's true. And he may develop the
Further.
big game.
Yes.
But at the moment, what I saw, even in the T20s, I'm impressed. I like what I've seen. It's somebody that's gone away from domestic cricket and gone to New Zealand and then developed the game. So I'm excited about where Cullen goes with Hong Kong as well.
But now back to the general Hong Kong team performance. Batting was carried by Anshuman Rath.
Yeah.
350s in 4 innings, 248 runs, miles ahead of anyone else in the tournament, let alone the Hong Kong team. One-man run-scoring machine. Anshuman is fantastic. Bowling-wise, no one really stood up for Hong Kong. We talked about Dersh having a good debut. Yasin took 3 wickets, very expensive by his own standards. It's economy of 12.89.
Look, Jason put together pitches that were batting friendly.
Of course, but you still expect your strike spinner to go at less than 2 runs a ball.
Yeah, there was
Ehsan Khan looked a little bit...
on one day he looked like he was invincible.
That was Qatar though.
Yeah, and another day he looked like he was going to get taken for 400.
So it's just, you can see the team needs refreshing. And I don't know if it's a mental refresh. Like the talent is obviously there. These guys are proven good players. Maybe just some break from playing for a while to freshen up and get back. Maybe it's a new team culture, new team environment, or maybe it is the young blood you talk about.
Like you talk about Anshuman topping the table, 248 from the 4 games, beating everyone by almost 100 runs. But second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth, no other Hong Kong players.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, Anshuman's strike rate is a bit low compared to other names in this table. We've got Clinto going at 182, Kushal going at 160, but 153 is still like the 3rd best strike rate as well. So he's perfect, basically. What more can you ask from the opening bat?
What Ange does is he goes out there and he might be 3 off 12 because his job as an opener is to see off the new ball. Don't lose wickets. He does that and then he accelerates. So he might be going at a strike rate of 25, but then he gets up to 153.
And he's so good that within the power play itself, you see that switch. He'll take maybe 2 overs within the power play to himself, and then the next 3 or 4 overs really cashes in and makes use of power play. So you don't end up with a bad power play score. Him and Zishan have actually worked quite well as an opening combo. But I guess everything else doesn't seem to be clicking for Hong Kong right now.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a good time for them to have a break. It's a good time for a new coach, a good time for a rebuild. And I think on that note, it's a good time to look at what's happening in the Under-19 World Cup qualifiers.
Indeed.
Future of Hong Kong.
Which, let's say,
it's
not looking great. I mean, the future looks bright except for these results.
Well, we look at the games. So now, again, we know we're a bit outgunned against Afghanistan, Nepal, UAE, because they just have bigger systems, more talent coming through. Afghanistan, especially some of the players look 25. We'll not get into that. But Nepal playing at home. Afghanistan, Nepal unbeaten through this. UAE, Hong Kong, Oman yet to face each other. They have more games coming up tomorrow onwards. We're recording on a Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday have more games. As it stands, Afghanistan and Nepal have won 3 games each, unbeaten. Their match against each other is set as a marquee clash in the Saturday or Sunday. UAE, Hong Kong, Oman are about to face each other. All of them have lost 2 games each.
Yeah.
Hong Kong against Afghanistan got rolled out for 70 in 36.2, which is the disappointing part, the scoring rate. Preet got 14. Danny Bolwell take 2 wickets early, but Afghanistan chased in 14.2. And then the next game, we got 115 in 46.2. So about 10 overs longer for an extra 35 runs on the back of Shiv Mathur scoring 63.
Yeah, exactly. Shiv scored half the runs.
And then the bowling-wise, we just got flogged. Shayan Puri got a wicket and kept the economy rate of 7. Nepal got 118, 12.3. I've watched a bit of this. It doesn't seem like the wickets are spinning mild. I mean, the way Afghanistan, Nepal are batted, wickets, the pitches are not the problem. It's just a clear gulf in class. And, these are under-19 associate players, Nepal and Afghanistan. if our next generation is struggling to score at 3 and over against that, it doesn't bode well for the future of the national team. And our under-19 team, I grant, has got a lot of guys who are a bit younger and who have more years in them. Preet's quite young, Veer's quite young. There's a few really young kids in the under-19 side.
Yeah, and I agree. And look, the previous under-19s team that was led by Hunter Trivedi and the like, they performed really, really well, and they came up against Nepal, and they battled. But that Nepal generation of under-19s are now in the main team.
Yes. And our generation under-19
Has any of their
Busch just debuted. So I think that would be
so Dash would be the only one of that under-19s.
was also 19 or 16 maybe.
Yeah, less. Back in that team, that he was just a fringe coming through at 13 and 14. Yeah, we knew the superstar he was going to be. But so, yeah, they've pushed a whole heap of their under-19s up into their playing 25 or whatever they use as a rotation system. We've only pushed Dash up.
Yeah. I mean, that's the concern when we're looking forward for the rebuild, and this is going to be the challenge for the new men's coach who comes in with the rebuild mandate. He's going to be looking at this under-19 squad and trying to identify who from here is ready to step up. From what I've seen, you look at Danny Mapp, you look at Shiv, they're already in the men's squad. Shayan Puri, Preet Mangukia, Abdul Samad's not clicked yet, but we know he's quality.
Give Samad 2 or 3 seasons in Sydney. That's going to be the secret for Samad.
Is that a secret for all our youngsters? Do they need to actually leave Hong Kong?
That's something Botters has said categorically across the board since we started this podcast. So Cullen,
New Zealand
comes back after being down there for 3 or 4 years playing in Christchurch and gets his spot and looks good. And
we saw Ronald Kapoor at Sixers. He looks good and he's had his cricket development in New Zealand as well.
Yep.
If you want to come back and set up.
All Botters says is like go away and play 1, 2, 3 seasons overseas, whether it's in the UK, whether it's India, like Ange did as well, or go to Australia, go to New Zealand, find somewhere else where the pitches are different, the competition level's different, learn your craft, come back, and then we don't have to be pumping 15 and 16-year-olds into the team like we had to do a decade ago when the likes of Ange and Nazar and everybody came through.
Haas and Izaz and Babar and all that generation. Yeah, I mean, this is a real challenge. Now, let's be more optimistic. Now, Nepal and Afghanistan clearly a class above.
Yeah, look, we got screwed on the scheduling of this one.
Every UAE and Oman also their first few games were Afghan and Nepal and got smashed. The schedule's clearly been rigged to make sure the Afghans and Nepal get warm-up matches leading into the big game.
Yeah.
We now play Oman and UAE on 18th and 19th, and that's a really good opportunity against a similar level of competition.
We'll talk about
it
in next week's podcast, but yeah, I want to see what the kids can do in these two, and I'm sure Farms and Asif Hussain are over there in Nepal. I want to see where we stand with the likes of Oman and UAE, 2 countries that previously weren't much of an associate powerhouse, but now with all the setup they've got with grounds and they've got lights and they've got training sessions and training areas.
They've got a lot of youngsters playing both. UAE especially has got a huge setup now. So it's going to be a good challenge. And UAE in the past have got the under-19s into the national team pretty quickly. So they're third on the table by net run rate. So they've also lost, but not as badly as Oman and Hong Kong have. So it's going to be interesting to watch these games. And I think there's a good chance here for our boys to take what they've learned from Nepal and Afghanistan and put it to practice.
All right, that's it for Sky Plaza Road. We'll hear the bird again once the women's team head to Sri Lanka and get some updates.
Always do night entry by the English gentry. Now we're driving Bentleys, playing 2020.
Time now for the women's cricket rep with myself and Tammy, as Aaron has taken a break. He's tired already. He's getting slow in his old age. We'll start off with 4th April. We had the CCC Sunrisers play Lantau Ladies in a semi-final, the Women's T20 Division 1.
Yeah, so CCC not just smashed Lantau in the Premier League, they smashed them in the semi-final as well. Lantau opt to field first, so CCC Sunrisers go on bad with Kerry 151 and 69 balls with 21 fours and 5 sixes, and that bring up CCC Sunrisers to 215 runs. Crazy.
Yeah, it wasn't CCC batting, it was Kerry. Kerry going berserk.
Yeah.
And then, the Atlanta didn't even come close. 57 all out. It says 57 for 9 and 15.5. I think that means Atlanta had only 10 players.
Probably.
Yeah, and they were bowled out after losing 9 wickets. 2 wickets for Janice, 2 wickets for Carey. She's got 151. Did she really need to bowl also? But that's a bit cruel. It's a bit cruel to the Atlanta ladies.
That's the young girls, bro. Why?
Big win for Sunrisers into the final, the other semi-final in Division 1.
Semi-final. That's I think that's the morning game, which the HKCC Willow-Witters playing against the SCC Divas. Our Divas off to bat first. Yeah, so they've bat out at 87s in their 20 overs with Fernando Indoka got 37 runs.
Just one thing, Fernando Inoka, she doesn't sound Filipino. Is she Filipino or she won the Sri Lankan ex-SLCC?
Yeah. No, I
So
don't.
then I've seen the name Fernando Inoka Chandani, and I think she used to be an SLCC lioness who seems to have moved across the Divas.
Probably, yeah. That
I
might
did well,
be,
37.
Yeah, and then Willow-Witters with Lemon Jones sitting next to me, getting 38 runs in 25 balls with 4 fours.
Smashing it.
And also Emma got in 17 runs. We chased it down in 9.3 overs.
Easy. Player of the match, Storm Parker. How come Storm doesn't show up on the bowling and batting charts? How does Storm do? She got player of the match.
No idea.
No idea. Let's move on. All right. That takes us into the Division 2 game that happened on 4th April. The must-win game to decide who gets into the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Pinay, SCT Pinay versus Cavaliers.
Yeah, Pinay was batting first. They got 47 runs in 11.5 overs
74.
with 10 wickets down.
Bowled
Let's
out.
see who got bowled. Like Stormy got 2 wickets, and then Akisha also got 2 wickets, and then Tavish also got 1 wicket.
Yeah.
And then in return, Cavaliers chased it down in 7.4 overs.
Matched at 75 for 2 and 7.4. Emily Dickinson, 30 of 24, player of the match.
Well done.
Well done to Emily. Storm played this game as well, so well done to her. Well done to the Cavaliers. Into the final. I think now we're into the another semi-final.
Semi-final for the Div 2 game.
Yeah, so after the 4th April, we moved to the 6th of April, which is the Div 2 semi-finals.
Yep.
Link Fireflies versus Lama Roses.
Wow. Link Fireflies off to bat first. They got 165. Who was batting? Fatima Amir got 46. And also Janice, I know, because she's under 15. So, whoa, for women. Any
That's
players
why.
which is under 15, they can play any team.
So the Link Fireflies very
Anytime.
cleverly pulled some CCC youngsters in for the big semi-finals.
Exactly. And then she got 36 run of 35 ball
Well done.
with 4 fours.
Oh, that is Janice.
done. And then Lama Roses in return, like they got 80 runs.
All out.
All out in 16 overs.
Arisha Khan took 4 for 13 in 3 overs. And Sankura Pankhurst plays for Link Fireflies as well. I know, she's Daniel Pankhurst's daughter. She used to play for DB Smashers under 11s. She's not playing at Link Fireflies.
But DB Smashers don't have a women's team.
Yeah, exactly. That's really good to see that she's moved on from under 11s and is playing women's cricket on a club. That's really good.
Yeah.
Sakura Pankhurst 2 for 10. And yeah, Rani Suman, we've talked about her. She's in the Little Saiwan Women's Prem team, but she plays Link Fireflies 1 for 13 and 4. So really dominant win from Link Fireflies. Fatima Amar, player of the match for her 46. They get into the final. The second Div 2 semi-final is not in Buschy's script. It was the Cavaliers playing against... Was it India Club Velocity? I'll open it up here.
No.
Yeah, it was India Club Velocity Cavaliers, the second Women's Division 2 semi-final on 6th April.
Yes, so Indica Velocity with Fancy Chaudhary in their team, they got 170 runs in 20 overs with...
This is the game Vency played instead of playing the Women's Premier League game,
Yeah,
Atlanta.
that's the one.
The same day.
Yeah.
So she's come down here to play this instead of playing the Women's Premier League. And, well, yeah, she smashed it.
Yeah, she's got like 93 runs of 62 balls, 9 fours and 4 sixes.
If I'm just looking at the IC Velocity batting card, they got 170 for 8. Vency got 93. The remaining scores were
None of them
9-2.
got double digits.
It's a phone number, 9201023010, with 59 extras on the Cavaliers. So it was Vancy and extras that got them to 178. Cavaliers, to their credit, fought hard. They got to 148, so not too far off.
Yes, and then Wadanda Kimaya, she got 58 runs not out.
Pages, we got 31. So the youngsters of Cavaliers showing some spirit there, but not able to get over the line. Vancy bowled 3 overs for 9 runs and got a run out. It was the Fancy Chowdhury show. So the grand final then was between the Link Fireflies and IC Velocity's Women's Division 2. How did that go?
Well, I would tell you because that's before Div 1 final, right? So
Yeah.
I was there. That was really, really a tight game.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, Link Fireflies bat first. They got 131 runs, where Fatima Amir got 44 runs with 4 4s, and I believe that she got like good partners to help her to got odd runs as well.
They're just opening up the full batting card. Yeah, 25 from Rani Suman as well. 54 extras from the Fireflies. Vensi once again 1 for 15 in 4 overs, leading the bowling. And how did the chase go? Chasing 132 to win.
Yeah, and then like we all know that it's just Vensi, right? Like if they manage to get Vensi out, they could get a win. And then well, they got some 2 early wickets. So the 2 opening batsmen got out in just 2 ones and 1 runs, and then Vensi come, and then Cynthia. Cynthia is another young girl. She's just like
very
only
good.
like 13 years old.
She's very good. I've seen her back.
And she's so good. And then like they were out there like building up the game back, and then like by the end, Vensi got 56 runs with 5 4s and 1 6s, and then Cynthia running with Vensi, getting runs as well. She got 32 runs with 3 4s, and then
A little bit of a
I luckily
collapse.
got out like by the run out, and then
It's a bit of a collapse. So they got 111 for 2. That partnership between Vensi and Zante was worth 98 runs. And once Zante got out, they went from 111 for 3 to 119 for 6 when Myra got out. And then I'm guessing Vensi just took control of the game and said, right, I'm not letting anyone else face any more
yes,
deliveries.
exactly. They
and
just
smash
need
it
a few
myself.
more runs. Yes. So that's why they chase it up, and
18.3 over. So just 5 balls after the last wicket fell, Vance said, okay, don't worry, I've got this. And then bang, 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 finished the chase off. IC Velocity winning the Women's T20 Division 2 final by 4 wickets. Vansi Chaudhary, without any surprise, player of the match there. Back on to now to the Women's T20 League Division 1 final. Willow Wheeler versus Sunrisers, a really, really exciting game that you played in this.
yes, I played in this, but I mean, like I would say sorry to my team because I dropped 3 catches.
But
Yeah. Still. Well, let's see. So Willows was putting to bat first. So with Mariku 63,
yes.
Lemon 42, Willows got 153 in 20 overs.
Good score, decent score.
And then,
Sunrisers.
yeah, and then with our bowling as well, I think they got some early wickets as well.
Yep,
And then
Allison's-
yeah.
Allison got an early wicket. Storm bowled really well with the new ball, got an early wicket too. Betty Chan was good. And Sunrisers, they only lost 4 wickets, but they couldn't chase the score down. Once Carey got
it was
out,
only Carey, right?
yeah, she got 42 of 41, and I think she got out at a crucial point of the game, and they just lost steam from there. They needed Carey to kick on, and they couldn't get there. 129 for 4 Willows. Congratulations, Tammy Chu, your 2nd trophy of the season.
Dang.
Women's T20 Division 1 champions. And I think that's it for the women's cricket wrap. The tally, we've not been talking about who picked who in any of these games, but it's safe to say, Tammy, you are now beating Buschy. You've got 51 correct.
Yeah.
Buschy got 50, and I think with no more women's league games left to call in the season, we got the
No,
WDL.
no, but well, we won't call it WDL. I
I
think.
don't want to call it WDL. So we just got a couple of women Premier League T20 games left. It
But the
looks like.
Premier League don't go to the women's cricket rep.
So then I think you've got it. I think you've won the tipping ties.
Yes.
You officially, I think we can announce
Yes.
this,
And also,
have beaten Buschy.
last thing I want to say, never tip against Tammy.
Never tip against Tammy. You picked the Sunrisers for the final. How could you do that?
Look, we've just talked to Karen Poon in the My Story, and what did I say about the Sunrisers?
I don't know. What did you say? You love them.
You're always a big
I
fan of
would
them.
never, ever tip against the Sunrisers, even if they were going to get done by Tammy. Okay, so look, I would have won the tipping tally had
Could have, would have, could have.
had I followed my don't tip against Tammy rule, I would have won. I didn't. I don't know why you gloating about you won the tipping, you beat me.
No, I'm happy for Tammy. I think all the listeners are happy for Tammy.
I'm happy for Tammy. And I mean, to be honest, if I beat Tammy in the women's cricket wrap tipping, that says more about
true, that's
Tammy than me. Because I mean, I'm not out there at PKVR Reservoir every Sunday.
I mean, you are nowadays.
I'm finding literally only today that one day a year I go out there, I do an under-13s All-Stars game, and I've done that but I have not been out there for the Sunday game. So I'm very happy that Tammy rolled me. How much did I lose by?
1 point.
Wow, that's not bad. I mean, I do have to read up on a lot of cricket, so I think that's not a bad effort from my effort.
Not a bad effort.
So that'll be it for women's cricket wrap. Is there any more games coming up, or are we done for the season?
I think we only got the few Women's Premier League game left.
Yep.
Which is not in the Women's
Yeah,
wrap.
and we do that and announce it.
And then it's going to be like Development League, Indoor League.
It's like the Challenge League of women's cricket.
Do we continue with it?
Chaos League.
Well, when is that running? In May?
Yeah,
in
May. Yeah, it's starting soon.
Okay. Well, we might touch on it, but I mean, the fact that we have to now go into Challenge League after this segment, we may let it go. Congratulations, Tammy, to champion of the 2024-25 8 for 52 podcast, tipping for the women's cricket wrap.
Gentlemen and players play Sunday afternoon.
30 teams, 3 leagues, Hong Kong's finest. It's Challenge League time.
Yep, time for Chaos League. What do you got for us, Nitesh?
So let's start off quickly with what the tally is now. I've got 44 right. You've got 43 right. We'll go 2 weeks of matches. This is going to be...
Run through them quickly. It's
as
a
I can-
very long episode already.
Okay. Little Simon Gladiators, Chingy Smashers, Atif versus Gandhi. We both picked Gandhi. We were both wrong because Atif came up and took 4 for 17. Zain Ali Meher hit 52. Kaiser Khan 40. Khan Faisal hit 35. The Gladiators got 198 and then rolled Chingy for 116. They won by 82 runs. An important win from them in their Division 1 survival. We'll get to that in the points table. Next game, Marcors versus HKUC Challenge League. My GOATs versus my former university. You went for Marcors. I don't know why. I went for HKUC. I was correct. It's Marcors were bowled out for 93.
So you went for your alma mater in this, and not in your actually Saturday league game that you played in.
Well, you gotta pick who you think's gonna win. And
Apparently not, according to you.
and the Saturday game is different. I picked based, sort of balance my expectations.
Not letting that lie.
4 wickets for Dhruv Manoj Jain, 3 for Izuru Karunaratne, and 2 for Harsha Datta. So the big guns all came out of HKUC Challenge League. They bowled Marcos off for 93, and then Stephen Gunatilileke hit 52 of 33 balls. Asiri made 22. A very good all-round performance from the boys at HKUC to win by 7 wickets.
Wait,
Well
go
done to
back.
them.
What was that name you just said?
Stephen Gunatilileke.
Gunatileke. I had a Tileke Nakanaya.
His dad was my professor back when I was at university. He didn't teach me directly, but he was running the cricket program, and I worked underneath him to develop student stuff. Anyways, it's good to see Stephen score on. He's a good player. Back on to Challenge League. Serendip Tridents Lama Power. We went for Lama. We were correct. Serendip Tridents got 87 for 5 and 20 overs. I do not understand what they were doing. Did they forget they're playing at T20? Anyways, Lama Power got 90 for 3 and 10.3. Absolutely smashed it. Shout out to Pramod Sharma, got 32 of 28 balls. So at this point, Buschy, the tip tally, you have just gotten your first tip right with Lama. You got the other 2 wrong. I am 2 out of 3. HKU students versus HKCC Kaylin. Washout, doesn't matter, doesn't count. We don't look at that. We move on forward. Kaylin versus Yunwo, the big HKCC Kaylin Yunwo derby up at the club. It was wet conditions, but it's the same day we had the Lama game, so we got the game through somehow. Kaylin batting first scored a massive 207 for 4. Ewan Tan 37 and Kelvin Choi 53 of 27 balls. Yunwo got 143 for 5 in response. Chris Wong with a nice 51, but no one else really contributing. They batted well for 20 overs, but just too many runs in the end. Kaylin too strong, the stronger of the 2 teams in the program, won by 64 runs. Ewan Tan got player of the match because he picked up a wicket as well. We all went for Kaylin. We were all correct on that. Next up, the Little Simon Rising Stars versus Lama Vikings on 13th of April at Kam Thin. This was an incredible game. So we'll go into a little bit more detail on that. We both picked Little Saiwan Rising Stars to win this game because we knew they were a team in form doing well. Well, I knew that. You probably just liked the name Rising Stars. The Lama Vikings opted to field first and got flogged for 225 for 6. Samir, guy with just one name, hit 51 of 24, retired. But loads of Hatsons gone to double digits with big strike rates. 3 wickets for Tisaraja Surya, just 26 runs in his 4 overs. The rest of the bowlers not able to build the same pressure. However, Raza Ali for the Lama Vikings, a new recruit, hit 56 not out. He got his 50 and came back at the end. 48 for Marcus Southwood, could not retire. Bowes just short of his retirement. Wayne Henry's 44, run out, just short of his retirement. That proved to be crucial. The Lama Vikings, entering into the final few overs, needed, 26? They needed 16 runs to win in 2 overs. and just fell short. They've ended on 2-2-2 for 9, losing by just 3 runs. The Little Simon Rising Stars bowling, led by Manjula Chaminda, 2 for 34 and 2 for 40 for Sumit Puri.
So did I like the name or did I really have my Chaos League hat on there? I'm going with the latter.
Sure you did. Sumit Puri, player of the match there for Rising Stars. They win that thriller by 3 runs. Next up, TCC Caribbean's Chingy Smashers. After picking it against Chingy, I believe. Did you pick against Chingy or have you been consistent picking for Chingy? No, you've been consistent. You keep backing Chingy. So you backed Chingy here again. I was let down by the loss to Gladiators and I went for Tumcho Cricket Club because some of those guys come for nets. They won't take it seriously. I was wrong.
You picked them on their name.
No, I picked them because I know some of the guys come for training.
Well, you were wrong.
I was wrong. Caribbeans got only 152 for 8 in their 20 overs. Binoy Jacob Chingy Smashers taking 3 wickets. Sanjeet Mohanty hitting 38. Rohan Kanolka hitting 30 26. Chingy Smashers won of the very last ball. Another thrilling game.
A win is a win, and you didn't tip Chingy. Tammy and I did that.
Yeah, you guys did. They needed 9 to win of the last over. They needed 10 to win of the last over, and it was an absolute nail-biter. They got there at the very last ball. Omjit Kurup, who comes for nets, was bowling that over. He bowled all right for the TCC Caribbeans. The captain, 28 overs, but the pick of their bowlers was Rajesh Shimal, whose profile says Rajesh Ashmal Cricket. Just to clarify, it's not his other cricket hero's profile. That's apparently for rugby or something. 2 for 24 and 4 overs.
And that's the only one I've seen that has cricket.
Yeah, I don't understand that. What other profile are you creating a cricket hero? It's obviously a cricket profile.
Yeah. Also, there's is it Iftikhar Ahmed that has Iftikhar Ahmed HK?
Yeah, might be that. Yes,
as well.
Well, that's fair enough. There's probably a Ahmed elsewhere.
If you can have 2 people with the same name.
You just want to clarify which country you're from. Girish Nair top scored for Chingy Smashers in that thrilling game with 34. Rajesh ST with 15 of 12. And Feshak Uthman with 25-16 captaining in Gandhi's absence for this game because I think Gandhi was at the international tournaments. Very good effort by Chingy Smashers. Another thing I want to point out on the scorecard is the player called Rajesh Saini 2. Not to be confused with Rajesh Saini 1. Okay, moving on to the next game. So I got that tip wrong. You got it right. We are now level on tips.
Yay.
Next game, IC Panthers, Serendip Tritons at Compton. We thought IC Panthers would be too strong on home turf, and we were correct. They batted first. They got 226 for 5. Daksh Seth made 51. Arun Desai made 50. I'm sure other guys made runs as well. And in reply, Serendip Tritons 147 for 9, losing by 79 runs. Mohammad Hazefa hit 53 of 21 for the Serendip Tritons. In vain, Daksh Seth took 2 wickets in a single over to get the player of the match. 2 wickets for Priyank Kala as well. Then we go over to GDB on the 13th of April, Madras CC versus USRC Avengers. We all tipped Madras. We were all wrong, but it was another nail-biter. USRC Avengers were batting first, choosing to bat first at the toss. Got 205 for 4 in their 20 overs. 53 retired for Trunal, 49 for Dani Akshat Prakash Kumar, 34 for Binoy Pradeep Mehta. No one really bowled particularly well for Madras, but they came close with the bat. Key thing here, note is Yasser Babu scored 50, retired in the 11th over, came back at the end after all the wickets fell. There were 5 runouts. It was chaos in the running. Yasser came in and said, I'm just going to smash us back there, and hit 78 of 29 all told, 7.66s. However, Madras CC falling just short, ending on 196 for 9. A 9-run win for USRC Avengers. One of the pick of their bowlers is my cousin, Bharat Hemlani, who bowled 4 overs, 1 for 13, and was also involved in a few runouts. Well done, cousin Bharat.
Well done, cousin Bharat.
Took a catch as well.
Look, again, I don't care what the MVP stats say on Cricket Heroes. Yasir is player of the match in that game.
Surely. Adani was given player of the match for his, 49, and I don't think he bowled, and maybe he got a run out. So but yeah, it's Yasir made a game of it.
Yep. You have the podcast player of the match, Yasir.
Well done, Yasser Babu. And a good win there for USRC Avengers by 9 runs. Now we go into the points table. We're done with the ins and outs of Challenge League. We've done covering, the outs and ins, I should say. We've covered all of that. End of the tipping. We've both got 5 right out of 8 with no change in our lead. I'm still 1 point ahead. Let's now look at the points table in each division. Things are heating up as we're in the last few weeks. Division 1, Indus CC and PACC Golden Stars, both locked dead even, 12 points each, 6 wins each. Net run rate splits them. The net run rate difference is 0.03. 0.036 or 26, 0.026 difference in net run rate.
That's not right
Why?
because you can't count.
Am I wrong? 0.026. Yeah, I said that.
0.026.
0.026. 0.026. Pedantic. Anyways, dead even between the top two teams who are likely to qualify for the final in Division 1.
And they've got one more game left.
They've got one more game left. IRC Charlie Bears have 2 games left, 5 wins, 1 loss. They're on 11 points, just 1 point behind. So they may gate crash the party and break away into the final with their last 2 games. Shingy Smashers are done with 4 wins, 5 losses. And
Is there any specific place that the finals are played, or is it
GDB?
everything's GDB?
Yeah, there was one season where we did it at Mission Road. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that would have been impressive.
Yeah, that was fun. There was one season where we managed at Mission Road, but of course Mission Road is basically unavailable these years for all the other events happening. So
I agree.
poor Challenge League. At least they're happy to have GDB. At least it's not counted.
So it's basically the top 3 here.
Yeah, the top 3 are in contention. It's going to be very, very close as we approach the end of this.
Well, 4th
It's
is
not a fit.
played out. So it's only the top 3 that can go into the final.
And now we can skip the middle of the table and go right into the relegation battle. We've got 3 teams on 6 points, 1 team on 5 points, 1 team on 4 points. Athens Gladiators, with that win against Shingy, a big win, keep themselves alive because one more win will take them to 6 points and put them in that criteria of the other 3 teams on 6 points. However, the other 3 teams are Asians United, Caribbeans, and Master Blasters, and they all have 1 or 2 games left in hand. CS RSK Frontiers, also 1 game in hand and 5 points, also need a win. So any of these 5 teams, I think, based on results, could go down. So the relegation battle in Div 1 is really heating up. Shingy Smashers with 4 wins are safe. DCC Strikers at 4
I
wins are
ask
safe.
every week, but it's 2 down, 2 up, right?
2 down, 2 up. So really exciting here in Challenge League Div 1. Division 2, it looks like IC Panthers are in the final. 13 points, 6 wins, and then 9 games.
They're not. Maybe they are.
They are in the final. The race is on now for the second.
They're not
spot
only in the final, but they're top of the table. They can't be undefeated.
They have no more games left. They can't be taken off the top of the table. They are set. It's Yaut Simon Cricket District Team and Nepal Rhinos, each with a game in hand, each on 10 points. Winner of that probably gets into the final. Don't rule out Lama Power. Also 10 points, 2 games in hand.
How expensive could that Rhinos loss to, was it HKUST?
Did Rhinos lose HQ?
Who did Rhinos lose to?
In the last round of ins and outs? I can't remember who they lost last time, but they were not in our current wrap. Yeah, but they've lost a couple of games, and those games will be costly.
So that was Yaltsimol. And you know what? I want my Rhinos. I need my Rhinos.
You want the Rhinos in the final?
Yeah, they've got one more game to do it.
If the Rhinos make it to Challenge League finals, will you go commentate at GDB?
Nope. It'll break my GDB/Camtoon rule of never commentating at either 2 games. I've never even been to either 2 grounds.
You haven't been to GDB yet.
Never.
It's Hong Kong's Lords.
Nope. It's Hong Kong's Lords.
But the big slope.
I'm gonna. That is going up on the Instagram this week.
Go for it. I've said that many times. It's Hong
No,
Kong's Lords.
it
Big
is.
slope.
I do not believe Lord Slopes anything like the garbage tip. Go on.
Okay, so Lama Power, with 2 games in hand and 10 points, are, actually front runners for a spot in the final. USRC Avengers with a big win are now 5 wins and 3 losses, also 10 points. Their net run rate's terrible. So even one more win for them may not be enough. They need other results to go on their way. So it's getting really exciting to see who joins IC Panthers in the Division 2 final. We then get to the relegation zone. USRC Marcors, the GOATs, top of the morning league, bottom of Challenge League, they are out. And then in the semifinals of the Friday Masters League, they've had a very mixed season, the Marcors group as a whole. So they're out, they're going down. HKUC Challenge League have found some form. Their big win recently puts them now on 5 points with 2 games in hand. Serendip Tritons are on 6 points with 1 game in hand. Madras CC 6 points with 1 game in hand. So the relegation battle is hot and it's on as well. HKUC with 2 wins could find themselves safe, and it could be Madras or Serendip going down. So anything can happen here in Div 2. We've got 4 teams who can make the final and 3 teams who could relegate. It's really, really
You'd have
exciting.
to have money on Lama, to be honest.
Yeah.
For 2 games in hand.
Yeah. And they're a good team. I mean, just the smart money, I think, is on
If
Lama.
they can win 2, they're guaranteed a spot in the final.
Yep, and promotion.
Well, Panthers, they're 2 wins to the Lama Power, and they'll finish top of the table as well.
On net run rate, the net run rate will depend. That's 0.6 and Panthers 1.4. So 2 wins.
But 2 wins will get into
1.5.
14.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They're on points. They get there. Yeah. Because Panthers have the 1 washout. Yeah. Very good. Okay, on to Division 3. And now, of course, there's no relegation from Division 3, but there is promotion at stake. And once again, this is getting very tight. The HKU students have been dislodged from top spot because their washout, I think, hasn't been recorded on the system yet. They should be on 11 points. Island Rangers are on 11 points, and Little Simon Rising Stars with that thrilling win are on 12 points.
Are the games missing from Div 3? Because it seems like there's a lot of games still to play.
I feel like this should be correct, apart from the HQ washout, which is not there yet.
Because top of the table, Rising Stars have 2 to play. Island Rangers have 2 to play. You're saying HKU students are missing a game.
So
There's 2 to play.
Yeah.
Bora Blasters 2 to play.
3
Cheerling,
to play for Bora Blasters.
3 to play for Cheerling. 3 to play for Pioneers.
Yeah, 2 to play for Chilean because the washout is missing here as well. But
Yeah,
there's
that's
a lot
what I'm
of
saying.
teams
I
that
think there's some games missing
maybe
because there's not enough time of the rest of the season to get through all those games.
finals on 11th of May. So it's only,
There's no way in the world. There's something missing, terribly missing in the Div 3 table.
we know the Pioneers versus Kaling game has been rescheduled to 10th of May. So that's happening the day before the finals. I don't know about the rest of the games. We'll take a look later. But for now, let's take this on face value. It's 3 teams vying for a spot in the final. Rising Stars, Island Rangers, and HKU. And I think the Lima Vikings of 4 losses are out of contention. The rest of the table doesn't really matter, except to say that it's a battle between Pioneers, Belchers, and Kaylin to see who finishes second last.
Okay, let's move on to the games that are coming.
So again, the tally is I'm 1 tip ahead. We're going to pick on these games and see if we can close the gap.
Oh, it's not much of a gap. It's a 1 point gap.
It's a 1 point gap.
Go for it.
All 3 tipping tallies at this moment are 1 point. It's only 1 point in all 3 tipping tallies. Shows how little we know. We're basically guessing on like random chance.
Or how well we know. We're so good at our tipping that we're so close.
We're 49 and 48 out of 89. We're basically
Let's be honest, this is the worst thing we're tipping at. We got low quota at the men's and weekend games and the women's cricket wrap.
true.
We're just crap at Chaos League.
It is chaos.
Right, go.
Okay, Division 1, Asians United, PACC Golden Stars.
Golden Stars.
Yeah, I'm going Golden Stars as well because they're looking good for that final. They need a big win here. They're going to stack the deck and try their best. CSRHK Frontiers in Division 1 versus Master Blasters. It's going to be a good game. Because Frontiers need a win to avoid relegation. Master Blasters are kind of mid-table. The season's kind of done.
Ooh. This is just muddy, murky, sand, quick, horrible. What do I do here? I'm going to go with the Master Blasters.
I knew you would. I'm going with CSRHK. I'm backing the boys from CSRHK to avoid relegation and get a much-needed win.
That's pleased me over all season, so CSRHK can go down.
Madras CC are in action again against USRC Marcos. This might be the easiest tip of the big week.
Do I just go with the GOAT to pick up their only win of the season as they get relegated?
Go
No,
for it.
Madras.
Oh, you're just giving up on the GOAT.
Oh, the GOAT's got to go. I like the GOAT that you play in.
Yeah.
The Chaos GOAT that isn't in the Chaos League GOAT.
Yeah.
Okay, yep. No, not happening.
Okay.
Madras.
Nepal versus Indians United in Division 2. Nepal still outside chance of the finals. Indians United stuck mid-table.
Type it in.
Nepal.
Of course.
I'm going Nepal. We played them today. We did beat them, but they look a good team. So
They are. On their day, they could beat the Marcos as well.
the morning league Marcos.
Yeah.
I don't know how we keep winning.
No.
It's insane. We should not be winning. Annoying. It's annoying me as well. I want a reason to quit the team, but I can't quit a team that keeps winning. It's
No.
just too good. Like this is the most interesting team I've played for. I don't know anyone half the time.
You'll be going to Div 1 at this rate.
I hope not. That's going to be a flogging. After I was talking about letting national players play Div 1. I'm like, please don't. I don't want to be bowling to Baba Hayat.
Already got
On a Thursday
like
morning.
players.
Yes. Fuck, I don't want... Imagine bowling at Baba Hayat on a Thursday morning.
That'd be brilliant.
At 7 a.m.
But that'd be my Red Bull breakfast would be all worth it on a morning league game if Bubba was playing.
Imagine getting Baba out though.
Exactly.
Oh. No, I'm changing my mind.
Yeah, imagine if you just like get one to grip and rip and go through the gate. He overplays it, doesn't use that front foot like he doesn't like to, and you get the wicket.
My God, I never stop talking about that.
Exactly.
Move on.
Your Instagram will blow up.
Back to Challenge League, back down to reality. HKUST versus YTM. HKUST fighting for survival. Yao Tsim Mong Cricket District team fighting for a spot in the final.
You know, I've been off Yatsamong for a long time because they keep doing me in, and they're probably going to do me in here, but I'm picking them.
Yeah. I am going to go very risky and go for HKUST. I know it's Easter holidays and they might be short of players, and that's what's worrying me. But if they have the full team out that we had last couple of games, I know those players. I back them. I'm going HKUST.
Well, if YTM want to go up, they can't afford to lose this. They have to stack their
But
team.
you see, the way HKU beat Punjab Lions, the team that wanted to win against a team who's not fancied, I back HKUST the same way. I think in this end of the season, a bottom team can really be a gate crusher. I think UST have
They're going to
gate
talk next
crusher.
week, and I'm going to be top of the tipping table at this, right?
Might.
This is silly decisions by you.
It's been a long podcast. It's been a long.
It's been a long day. You were playing morning league this morning. I've
my God.
commentated all day for the under 13s. We're exhausted. It's already 7:30 p.m.
Jesus, this is literally longer than morning league game. Okay, back to challenges. Let's get this done. We're down to Division 3 now. We're down to Div 2 into Div 3 tips. It's a big Easter weekend. So many games. Island Rangers, 80 Bulges.
There's one weekend game in Saturday, Sunday, and there's 4 billion
Yes,
um,
Challenge League.
Challenge League games. Okay, go.
Island Rangers, 80 Bulges. Top of the table, bottom of the table.
Well, not quite bottom of the table. Don't be mean to the Belchers, but
Closer to the bottom than the top.
Island Rangers.
Island Rangers as well. Done. We agree on that. Little Simon Rising Stars. This is Bora Blasters.
Well, that's top of the table. Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm not tipping them because of their name.
Okay. You like the Rising Stars with the PACC Rising Stars and all that.
Well, they don't exist anymore.
Yeah. So just why I thought you were just sympathetically picking the Little high one.
The table, that's why I picked them.
Okay. Well, I'm picking them as well. Bora
Oh.
Blasters.
You like the name?
Yeah. No, I like the team. And the Bora Blasters are no longer Bora. Bora Blasters are basically DBCC Lions plus
Yeah.
friends. And some of the DBCC Lions are in Phuket for the Phuket Sixers. So, those
So
are
you
Rising
have
Stars.
inside knowledge on the KS League that I don't have. Go.
Thing is, I get all this inside knowledge, and then the players just play badly, and
Yeah.
it's like,
And you
Get
start
done.
almost getting beaten by me in Challenge League tipping. Go.
so this is going to be a fun game. Pioneers, Lantau Sloggers at GDB. A resurging Pioneers, Lantau Sloggers capable of losing. We've seen that.
When is it? This Sunday.
This is on 21st April at GDB.
Is that Sunday? That's Monday. Monday. Pioneers.
Is Ming playing? Is my only question. If Ming is playing, I'm backing the Pioneers.
I don't know. I could ask, but I'm not going to bother. Pioneers.
Going Pioneers.
I want chaps to give them this clip on the bus ride on Monday to inspire them. They did it last time I picked them. They're going to do it again.
Do I join this inspirational talk, or do I pick against them and try to get an extra point? I'm going Lantau.
You're not getting the extra point because you're going to drop 2 from silly decisions.
So I need one back here.
Yeah, you do, but you're not because you're going to drop 3 now because the Pioneers.
I think Saf is going to show this to Ming, and Ming's going to turn up if Pioneers are going to win.
Like Fergus Lamb plays,
He played well today.
and he played Friday Masters League
He played
today.
well today.
Retired for a 50.
Yeah, played well.
And Paco,
Yeah, he's good.
Dave Lau,
They're all good.
they're even without Ming. Pioneers are going to win
Are you
this.
trying to sell me on picking the Pioneers?
No, not at all. I'm just telling you how wrong you're going to be when the Pioneers get a famous victory.
I'll put this to you. I've just looked at the points table. I'm picking Pioneers because Lantau are 3 and 4, Pioneers and 2 and 4. There's actually not that much between them.
Well, I'm looking at the table. That's why I'm picking the Pioneers.
Yeah, let's go Pioneers.
No!
Let's go Pioneers.
No.
I'm joining the inspirational talk. I'm on the bandwagon. You convinced me.
Now
Let's
they're
go
going to
Pioneers.
lose. Chaps, if the Pioneers go down on Monday, it is all Natesh's fault for jinxing them. I
believe. You've convinced me. I believe in the Pioneers. Let's go Pioneers. They're a good young team. They can do this.
They're amazing. I love them. The Pioneers are going to win that even without Natesh's.
Haishin Shum of the Pioneers recently were captain the combined universities team to victory in the University Cricket League. I'm all in on the Pioneers. Let's go Pioneers.
You're using words that sound like English, and I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what this university
Cricket League is
Yeah.
the combined university
No,
team.
yep.
Ivan Shum.
Yeah, you're just making up words and saying Ivan Shum. But the Pioneers will win that one.
Yeah, let's go Pioneers.
And if they don't, it is 100%
Take
on
the
you.
blame. I apologize in advance if you lose to the Lantau Slug.
You should have. I should have shut up. I was too confident. Are we done?
I should have shut up. The thought we all had many.
Oh, we done.
We are done with Champions League.
Chaos League is done for another week.
And now it's time for Buschy's birthday bonanza.
Yes, it's Buschy's birthday time. 3 big birthdays in this week because we missed last week, so we have to go back a little bit. Tammy, you can roll us with the first birthday.
Yes, first one from CHK Women's, the captain of the CCC Sunrisers, Amanda Chung, having her birthday on the 13th of April, turning 29 years old.
Oh, we're allowed to say birthday ages now, are we? Or is it just Emily?
It's just Emily.
Oh, okay. I see. Nitesh, who else we got?
Happy birthday, Amanda, and happy birthday to USRC's all-rounder, turning 28 years old on the 17th of April, I believe. It is Muhammad Awais, turning 28 years old. Happy birthday, Muhammad Awais.
Okay, and looking forward next Thursday as the plane flies out to Sri Lanka for the Cricket Hong Kong China Women's Team Tour to Sri Lanka and Thailand. The wicketkeeper, that is Lemon Chung, turning 29 on the 24th. Yay!
Happy birthday, Leonard.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Look, we actually brought down a birthday guest to be on the birthday special.
That's a first.
Well, our first, yes. Congratulations. That's going to be a big one. Still upset about the fact that she has to fly out on her birthday.
Missing like 2.5 hours on her birthday.
Actually, I missed 2.5 hours for my birthday.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. You missed you only got 20 and 21.5 hours on your birthday.
Yeah, so time to celebrate lah.
Lots of drinks on the plane.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Surely there should be a CHK budget for the flight from Hong Kong to Colombo
Sure,
to celebrate Lemon's birthday. So there's the birthdays this week and in the weeks gone past. Amanda Chung turning 29 on the 13th of April. Muhammad Awais on the 17th. And next Thursday, our favourite wicketkeeper, that is Lemon Chung, turning 29. There's the birthdays for this week.
This is Mark Farmer, Men's Talent Pathway Manager from Cricket Hong Kong, China, and you're listening to the 8 for 52 podcast with Buschy.
Another massive episode of the 8 for 52 podcast in the books. Nitesh, Tammy, wow, that was a big one.
That lasted longer than the morning league game today.
But it almost lasted longer than Tammy's Friday Masters League game on a Thursday as well.
That too.
Harsh. You won. Tammy didn't.
Yeah.
So
They won in spirit.
did they really?
Cricket won.
My KCC Knights won. And that's what and I'm very
It
happy.
doesn't count because Friday Masters League played on a Thursday is not Friday Masters League anymore. So I don't know what game you won today. It doesn't really count. Listen, you're going to play on a Friday.
One on the bonus point, right?
Oh, there we go. You actually got bonus points.
Oh, yeah, no, but
Yeah, it's because of women's playing in the Friday Master League. It's 4 points.
Yeah, and they've got so many older players as well.
lots of points, but we also did the entire game properly where we let it go after more than 31
I don't think that's
overs.
in the points table anymore.
Yeah, it is, apparently.
Is it still there?
Yep. So it's going to be enough to put the KCC Knights into the semi-final.
No way. KCC in the semi-final.
KCC Knights are going to make, as far as we're aware on the calculations, the Knights from Friday Masters League are going to make the top 4 after this big win.
Lama in the semi-final. Are we going to do coverage of the Friday Masters
Well,
League?
they would have
On
to.
the podcast.
You would, if the semi-finals are normal, that's 1 versus 4.
Yeah,
2
so
versus
it's Lama won.
Lama,
Lama was the
where
KCC.
Royce always tries to cheat and put in all the Saturday players just because he hates losing to KCC. I don't know. I'll worry about that.
I'll be in Goa. I won't even be here for that.
I believe it's next Friday.
Yeah, I'm flying. I'm going to be Goa,
The
Dubai.
reason the game was on today is because tomorrow's Easter. Good
But,
Friday.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Baby Jesus blessed this game for the KCC Knights. And that's blasphemous, and don't come at me.
I like that we're talking Friday League cricket on the podcast. Borders would hate this.
Well, yeah, but we've left it to the outro where most people have stopped listening already. A really, really great My Story with the youngster Karen Poon.
Yes, very good. It was her first ever bilingual interviews where we found out first time she's done an interview both in Chinese and English.
Yes.
I think she handled herself quite well, and I'm sure we'll be hearing a lot more of her in the years to come.
Yeah. But if she wants to be Hong Kong captain, she's going to have to get that English up.
She'll get there.
Yeah, well, we literally have, we were told a story off air actually about somebody that maybe a decade ago only had one word in English.
Yes, 12 years ago. Yes, you only got one word. You want to say it?
Translate.
Yes, that's what she said to me every time.
Our upcoming birthday girl, Lemon Chung, only had one English word, which is called translate, which would yell at Tammy Chu.
Yeah, and now she's so fluent.
And now she won't stop yelling and screaming in English. So, this is where I'm terrified.
Mm-hmm.
The young superstar Karen Poon
Yeah.
sitting here speaking in Cantonese. 12 years time, is she going to be? Is Karen going to be sitting here with blue hair, cursing, drinking?
She is a seam bowler and it's following Alison Sue's model of like
Great hair.
Yeah.
I haven't heard
She keeps
Alison.
changing the hair color.
I haven't heard Alison curse yet, but
I have.
massive ins and outs. Only the one game coming up this weekend in cricket, though.
Easter holiday, you got the Junior All-Stars.
We didn't mention the Junior All-Stars. We should have mentioned the Junior All-Stars.
Any good talent that you have been impressed by? Because you've been calling these games.
I've done mostly under 16s, but they're both under 16s and under 13s. Both had left arm leg spinners.
Oh,
Yep.
wow. That's good.
Through Aaron Busch style. They're following in Buschy's.
You will offies, do you?
I
You
do
will
not.
You will leggies.
Yes. Oof. Which is why I'm not using the term, because I'm not sure we can use the term anymore. So I'm a left arm leg spinner.
Left arm unorthodox.
Yes, very unorthodox, as most of them. And the kids at under 13s today were all yelling out, China, China, here comes the Chinaman. And I'm like, well, I can't take that out of the effects, mate. But yeah, we don't use that term so much anymore. Left arm leg spin. But yeah, there's some brilliant talent coming through. I just found out that we're going back to Masters League again. Vinay Advani, who got a Michelle Pfeiffer today, his nephew, Kush Gansani.
I know. He's very talented.
He was player of the day today with a half century. First one to score a half century in under 13.
Yeah.
His father was playing that morning league game where we scored 17 4 overs.
I asked off air while I was doing the broadcast.
It is. He's Bharat's son. Yeah.
Bharat's son.
Yeah. He's a good young kid. He's a good prospect.
And he had a big partnership with Arnav Modi.
Oh,
Who should be Saga's son.
Oh wow.
Who is the left arm leg spinner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they were 13s. Anyway, we're getting way distracted here. Yes, plenty of talent coming through.
We were talking about the next generation rebuild. This is the next generation.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm liking what I'm seeing. That's what Farms has done with the Pathway program,
Yep.
and he's only a few years into it, really.
It's good.
And it's going to be
important part.
a decade program if we want to start competing with the likes of Nepal and Afghanistan and even Sri Lanka and the likes. The women's team, they're going off to Sri Lanka and Thailand. I mean, at the moment, we've mentioned it before, the women's team now outranks the men's team.
Yep.
I have more confidence in the women's team.
And if what Karen Poon says is accurate, the next generation of women's players are even better.
Yes.
He sees them taking over.
Yes.
So, I mean, the future is bright for Cricket Hong Kong China women's players. The men's, well, they'll get a new coach at some point and they'll have to work their way back up.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm really excited, and I don't think I've mentioned it yet. Well, I mentioned it a few podcasts ago and cut it out. But I am going to go to Thailand.
Yes.
And
I was official now.
I'm not even sure it's official. I'm probably going to cut this bit out as well. But I am going to Thailand to call the Women's World Cup qualifiers Asia edition
Very fun.
in Thailand from May 9 onwards.
Very fun.
And I'm assuming I'll be doing the Hong Kong games if they're doing the scheduling. So that's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to calling all of those games of the team over there. Blue hair here is going to go.
Grey hair by then.
There could be silver.
Yeah,
Not quite. We don't say grey.
Silver.
is cool.
Silver.
Grey is old. Boy, we are getting way off track. This outro should have been done about 3 minutes ago.
Did we talk about the Nepal Rhinos losing the morning league game today?
Oh my God, that's it. This podcast is done. Episode 26 of season 2 in the bag. Thank you, Tammy, and thank you, Nitesh.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. See ya.
Hello, good morning. We're tossing a coin to begin.
The 8 for 52 theme song is The Coin Toss from the band The Duckworth-Lewis Method. Find them on Apple iTunes and YouTube and download that song and all their other cricket-related music.
The 8 for 52 podcast is edited, produced and published by Matt Botfield and Aaron Bush for Trip Ahead Limited. Copyright 2025.
Think I'll go in for a bat. and that's that.